All right.
See, this is the reason why he's the electrician person. And
This part.
but it's awesome because I was able to say, you know, my little electricity thing, and that is turn the power on. So right now I feel real powerful, right? Real powerful.
See, this Instagram part is annoying. Okay, guys, we got to delete
No,
Instagram
no,
off.
no, we got somebody watching.
On Instagram?
Look, ain't that somebody you know?
Oh, it's my boy.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
Hey,
but I can't get rid of the sound, the echo. So I'm gonna turn you down a little bit. All right. All right. So you guys hear us a little bit better now?
all right. So apparently y'all didn't hear us.
Girl, I have no idea what this mic thing. This sound.
It wasn't like that before.
It wasn't.
So we be having technical difficulties and we just be rolling with it. But sometimes it happens. But
Okay.
like I said,
All right. Now
we
we
in the
back
garage
officially.
now, so we moving on. I don't know why we having that echo sound.
It says an Instagram that I can't. It's on that right there. I don't know how to cut that off. Sorry, guys. This is super lame.
Text and say go to YouTube. We don't have to go off this. It wasn't like that before. We can't do it. We can't do it. Oh man.
Sorry, guys.
Mhm.
All right. I can't get started. Maybe we go back to that. Sure.
Mhm.
Well, that's here.
Yeah,
That's
I
on
didn't think
this
it
one.
was on that YouTube thing. I think it's on there.
It's on this one.
Hmm.
All
Hold
right.
on, we still having technical difficulties,
All right. There we go. Turn it all the way down.
but we good. Yeah, we forgot.
That better now? All right. Go
Mm-hmm.
ahead and
She
make
said
your
she
hand
here.
to me.
You
Make
can
it.
hear us, right? If you can hear us, just send me a little wave.
Okay. We're gonna try this one more again.
Can you hear us? She can hear us. Okay. All right. So Ed was fixing it. Thank you so much for letting us know you can hear us. So what we're talking about today is we want to talk about family, friends, and money, and relationships and backstabbing. And today I love you, tomorrow I don't. So, if you know me, then I shoot straight from the hip, pretty much get to the point, try to resolve it. But family is a very touchy subject for a lot of people because it's not meeting the family replica like them, like they know you. So when you know them, that's like the process in the very beginning of someone's DNA of how they revolve. I am the woman I am today for all my family members for the way I grew up and what they have been in my life. So with that stated, it's a very hard subject. So one of the things is as I was trying to share, unfortunately y'all can hear me, so I'll repeat, and that is we was talking about how Ed and I pretty much get content, different friends and people that we talk to, and people share stuff with us that they ask us to talk about, and then it's just natural, normal life that him and I go through, and we just talk about it. Pretty much, we talk just like we have our own conversations. So with that said, that's why we always hear us say it's not what we heard, it's what we
But we
know.
know. Yeah.
And the reason why we know it is because when our friends are going through stuff and they telling us and we walking through that with them, we right there with them. So
Right.
we know how that feels. So when it comes to family, Ed and I just did a segment earlier this week, and he was just breaking down how he operates within his own family, the culture that he made for his family, meaning siblings and brothers, and also children and wife and all that. Is just a certain culture and the way that they interact with one another. I think it's absolutely great. Everybody have their different ways of doing things. One of the things for me and my family and my boys is that I'm very big on accountability. So I would make my boys sign contracts. Like, something as simple as washing the dishes. You know what I'm saying? So it was I always felt that there was a power of negotiation or a way that I can get what I needed to get done without all the backlash and going off and snapping. And sometimes I still had to be a BPM. That's a black people's mama. I had to, but at the end of the day, I still, which I think entitles them today of how they operate as men. So with that stated, whew, being and creating your own family, I'm gonna let Ed explain to you guys as how you operate with the first part of in a family when it comes to money.
So the thing that I've done, and again, we talked about this a few days ago. We were discussing the differences between, I believe, family and relatives.
Hey Tracy,
Hey, Tracy.
how you doing?
Instagram Trace.
Uh-huh.
So I was talking about the intricacies or the difference between being related and being family. And relatives is basically people you share DNA with, a bloodline with.
Right.
And families are people who you kind of find a tribal unit, or you guys are going in the same direction. You guys have similar goals and accomplishments. They know your day to day. They ride or die with you. They rock with you. Those are people that are family. They are not necessarily related to you, that you may not have known them through birth. You may not have
Right.
any type of lineage.
Right.
And so the culture when she talk about money, a basic rule of thumb is when it comes to my family, we don't do any falling out. And I start that with my siblings, and it goes on through my children. And when I say we don't fall out, is that I feel like this: if your family, outside of molestation, rape, and murder, I think everything can be resolved. There's resolvable. And even in those cases, people have found themselves working through those ridiculously traumatic situations. Those are extreme, but I believe, can be resolved in certain ways. But outside of those things, there's no issues to be resolved. So when it comes to money, I don't loan money to my siblings. We don't loan money to each other. Basically, if there's some money that's needed, they can say I want to borrow this, that, and the other, but I never give them anything that would cause me any strife or take away from my family. So if they need, for example, $500, if I feel $500 is holding me back from paying my mortgage, then I would give them what I can afford to give them in case they don't give it back. And in my mind, I'm giving it to them. Now I don't need it back on the 5th or the 3rd or whatever. Like, I'm giving it to them because I can literally give you $300.
Right.
I can't give you $5. If you give you $5, you fuck with my household. And so I can't do that. And I don't want to put you in a situation where I'm going to be pissed at you. And I'm going to need it back on the 15th by 1 o'clock a.m. or p.m. If you don't do it, I don't want to do that. So my thing is, like, you 3. And if they give it back to me at that point, it's a loan from them. They give it back to me. So I don't do any falling out. So I give what I can. And I let them know, hey, I can't. I don't have it. I can't give it to you, whatever. And that's how we do it. But we don't fall out. We talk about it. We deal with it. And one of the biggest things when you are actually family, you discuss and you talk about things amongst each other, regardless of how difficult it is to talk about. I consider Kim as part of the family because Kim is one of those people who actually does hold me accountable. We have these very, very tough conversations that are very uncomfortable, and it can be irritating. We may have to take a break. Okay, I'll call you, whatever. I can't do this right now. Same thing with my family, with my wife and my kids. We have these very odd and awkward conversations that are tough to have. So again, when it comes to money, there's no borrowing and loaning and things of that nature. If there's a business venture, I look at things as a investment. When you do an investment, you don't look at it like, well, I made an investment. You don't get mad at investments. Investments are just what they are. They're calculated risk. So you're calculating this risk of making an investment, which means you may not get a return on your investment.
Exactly.
That business may fail. That investment may turn bad. And here's my thing. If you create a space where there's honesty and truthfulness, I don't have to look over my shoulder and see, is this a worthy investment? If I'm in relation with people who I'm not trusting, I personally shouldn't be in those type of relationships anyway, where they can even feel comfortable to ask. If I know that you're going to ask me for something, I'm like, you are a snake. Why am I even involved with snakes? Why are we in bed? Are we family and friends with snakes? Associates, okay. Know people, okay. Co-workers, okay. Relatives, okay. They're snakes. I'm related to them.
So not to interrupt, I want to harp on that part when you said investment. So you and your family, so you find out about the way to make some money. You've been introduced to a way to make some money. So the first person you're gonna sell that particular thought to and how to make that money is gonna be your family, your friends. You know what I'm saying? Your spouse, if married and all that, or your guy, you're gonna do that. You're like, man, so I pull up, I say, Ed, man, I just found out how all you got to do is put $500 down. Okay. You put $500 and I break it all down to him how I go. Now I didn't broke it all down. He have the power to ask me every question. And what I'm doing, I'm finna give y'all 100% per true, honest scenario of how families break up. So you tell me, and you like, okay, so Kim, is it going to work like this? And I'm like, yep, this is how it's going to work. Bottom line is, this is an investment. So I'm not sure. But what I do know, bro, is that I just want you to jump in, you know what I'm saying, and be my person. Then you bring a person, then you bring a person, then we all, build a house. Okay. But guess what? At the top of that house, we done brought people in, we waiting. Now you didn't talk to the other person that told me, so you really know what's going on. And then it failed. We lose our money. We can put in $1,000, and you can do a lot of money with $1,000. But that was your $1,000, and that was the risk that you took. You put it in. But now you mad as hell at me because it fell through. So we ain't talk now in about 4, 5, 6, 8 years over that investment, because it was an investment, but you should have knew better, Kim, that money wasn't gonna come through. So you had me put up my $500, and now you ain't talking to me no more. So in that situation, when you saying that, people be saying, the first person you do, you go get your family and friends and, support you in that idea. Do you think that's worthy of to not be speaking to that person no more? Do you feel like as a grown person, you made that? Yeah, of course, I showed you and told you, and you made steps, but really, I didn't make you do it. You did it. Of course, you wanted to do it with me. You wanted the money just like I did. If I told you $500 was going to flip to 10 G's, you say I'm going to do it, then it's my fault that I didn't get the money, nor you. We both lost $500. So now you're not going to talk to me no more. And I've been your for all these years, and now you ain't going to talk to me over that. Okay, now that is like, okay, $500. But what if this happened? We're in the house, and it's my cake that's in the refrigerator. Now, I work third shift, and it's always my cake. You know what I'm saying? So if you want some, you ask me.
Right.
But you high. So you come in and you go on in there, and I'm finna get this cake. Kim ain't gonna worry about that cake. She's gonna be too tired when she come home. So that particular night, I wanted that cake.
Right.
I go in there, you ain't even bothered to throw the cake in the garbage. You just ate it and left the whole plate with the crumbs in there in the refrigerator.
Just straight bogus.
But I'm waking you up out your sleep because I'm mad as hell that you ate my cake. I was hungry as hell. I didn't get a chance to eat lunch. And y'all know I stay hungry, just to let y'all know I'm an idiot. But with that said, now I ain't talking to you to 4, 5, 6, 8 years. I'm glad you moved out. I'm done with you. I ain't talking to you. Is that, again, once again, is that warranted to not talk to the person? That's breaking up over money, and then that's breaking up over pettiness. But we family. But okay, and I'm going to go even a step further. But we in church. I'm the main one standing up. Praise God. Okay. Well, I'm a Christian. You understand me?
Right.
And I love everybody. Praise the Lord. But as soon as I see you on scagglers stank, can't even stand you. Walk by, don't got nothing to say to you. This is how families fall out. It can be this small and you make it that big. Most of the times when you're breaking up, even in relationships, it don't be the big things. It be the small things.
So I look at that. So that's very layered. Those situations are very layered. And it starts with the culture inception.
Okay.
The culture's inception. Who are the heads of these? Who are the heads of the snake? Or who are the heads of these families? Now, the culture inception, meaning that somebody somewhere led or gave you the idea that pettiness and silliness is acceptable. So number one, let's go to the money thing.
Yep.
The biggest issue with stuff like that is that person that have an issue because they gave their $500, gave their last $500, expecting a miracle. So that's a different thing.
Hey,
if I give you $500 and I got 600 to my name, and I give you my $500, I'm thinking you're gonna give me that 10,000. I'm gonna be straight.
No, you already know the process. You know you're gonna get that $10,000. It's probably gonna take you about 10 weeks to get it done.
What I'm saying is that if they're put their money up and their life is contingent on that happening, People have a problem because now their dreams have been shattered.
Mm-hmm.
Their life has fallen apart because they had anticipated my life is going to change.
Right.
Which means that's not an investment. That's a gamble.
There you go.
That's a gamble. So if I gave you some, this is why I say I don't have those type of relationships, because I don't have. I try to have those type of relationships with people, because it's like, oh, I don't do things like that I can't afford to give. You don't do things. My old guy always says, old guy named Dick, he would say, don't bet your house you'll be living under a bridge. Mm-hmm. And so what that person did was, you told them you sold them, and they didn't have it. And what happens a lot of times in our culture, we bring things to people for life-changing events. Right. So listen, you don't got it, right? You want to be better. I'm gonna help you be better, but that better never happens. Because that better never happens, they were probably at ground zero. Mm-hmm. Now they're below zero, and it's because of you that I'm bad and bet my house and I'm living on the bridge. Mm-hmm. That's number one. So number one, you can't make the investment because you gambled.
But who fault would you say this?
It's the fault of the person who gave the money. Now the fault is the inception of the culture. The understanding of the lack of teaching within their family's culture. My kids know, if you ain't got it, you don't bet your house. I don't give a fuck how good it sounds.
Right.
You can't do it.
Right.
You can't.
But it's a lot of people.
It's a lot. So that's what I'm saying.
They don't have that. They don't have taught that. And that's what we reaching out to y'all. It's petty as hell.
Going to the cake situation.
Exactly.
The cake situation. I have a thing I tell my family, especially Andre. I said, if it's something in the house that's mine and you want it, you take it. You don't have to ask me for stuff. Mm-hmm. You know, if it's something that's life or death to me, that I need something that's going to sustain my life, don't take the thing that'll keep my life unless you want me dead. Don't pull the plug. I mean, that's something you made a constitution for me to die. So if it's nothing that's going to take away from my life, if you see a watch, Apple, a car, or whatever you want to use it. You don't have to come, can I eat your Butterfinger?
Okay, but that's not the culture for everybody.
I understand that. So
I'm mad because you took my damn cake, Ed.
Yeah.
And that was my lifeline. I needed my cake. You know, listen, don't even go there. Don't let it be. I'm gonna go ahead to the horn. Don't let it be eating rain, butter pecan. You understand? Browns. I will fight. Never tasted them before, but I know they the bomb from the picture. You understand what I'm saying? So that right there, this how people be mad. Mad about their Cheetos, red hot. They soda. You know what I'm saying? Just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? How petty can you get?
That's to me is
and relationships just being lost and dropped and not speaking to people. And normally on the show, Ed and I don't talk about any type of celebrities for reasons of we don't know them. It's all news to everybody. But when it's something factual, I will bring it up. Today it hit home for me. Pretty much everybody who know the Braxtons. Tamar Braxton died at 50 years old. Yes. Tamar Braxton died. She died last night. I'm sorry. Tracy Braxton died. Damn. Tracy Braxton died. I don't want to be saying the wrong person. Tracy Braxton died. She was 50 years old and she died of cancer. But still have the same reaction because it's her sister.
I'm still.
And everybody is tripping because Tamar and her never truly got along at all. Like really, like bad. Pretty much every episode. So with that said, how petty, all what she went through with her sister now, it just looked petty. Mm-hmm. They hid it in silence, and it was her son, Tracy Braxton's son, decided to come out on Instagram and say, hey, I lost my mother, and there's so much pettiness basically have went on within the Braxton family. Just being mad at each other. And really, when a person is gone, it's really nothing else you can say. You have to live with that for whatever way. I hope that Tamar Braxton made peace. But what everybody was saying is that it's just absolutely crazy that happened. And it was her private life. They didn't want to talk about it for a year, which I completely understand. If you balance some within your family, you pretty much want to be surrounded with just, your family and close friends. But at the same time, coming out, that's all everybody can think about. That's all they could think about is all the fights she had with Tamar. And that's sad. That's sad. Like, that be the gist. You be thinking you live in legendary, and then that's what I'm saying. People can forget what you say, but they don't forget how you made them feel. Damn. So if you put me in a position and I'm feeling what you feeling, I'm not going to forget that even when you no longer feel that. I still remember that.
That's crazy.
So I'm big on accountability. Ed can tell you, And so can my children. It's just one of those things where, because you know why? I'm gonna tell you why accountability is so great in your life. It makes you become more aware of you.
Mm.
That's why I always say my goal of who I want to be, who I look up to, who I'm most inspired by is me in 10 years.
Mm.
You know, it doesn't matter where I rep right now, it's where I want to go. And it's just sad. I hate to see families that don't talk. So I'm going to talk about mine. I'm a family of 8. I'm number 6. I have brothers and sisters above me. And one of the things I can't stand is the pettiness. For the ones that I told to come on today, you know I'm talking directly to you. This is what I would say, even if I was sitting next to you and they can comment, come on, I'll bring them in. When I say this, I always say this. My mother, unfortunately, right now is suffering and starting to suffer from dementia. It's really, really hard on me and my younger sister. I would say it's hard for all of us, but she interacts with us the most to the point we're taking care of her. And when I say it's one of the most hardest things to deal with, to look at one of the most strongest women that I know in my entire life to not remember things, not to know things, something as simple as like we just take for granted. So what if I was still mad at her about something because something she did to me when I was 12?
Mm.
Or what if I was mad to her about something, I gave birth to one of my kids and my mother, she's never missed a birth with none of her girls. She has 5. She's never missed a birth. My mother believed in staying with you and being with you before you have the baby and after. She has 5 girls. She's done it to every last one of us. So, but what if I was mad because mama came late or she left early? She gave my sister 3 months, but she didn't give me 3 months. But then I want to sit up at the funeral and act all stupid if something happened. So I saw something and a friend sent this to me. Their mother died. So the grandson got up and they thought he was going to give a speech, because he lived with her and all that. The grandson got up and the grandson said, I don't know why all y'all sitting up here acting like y'all crying. Y'all never came to see grandma. He said, it's your whole mama. You ain't never come see her.
Mm.
He said, the only person that was there to wipe her, clean her, feed her was me and my mama. And then he just started going off and they was like, get him down. Everybody crying, get him down. So what I'm saying is, I'm going to keep it 100 to my siblings that know me. That's me. I would promise you, I would get on there and hold every last one of y'all accountable for anything to go down with mama and you ain't showed up to show out right now. So be on notice. And you ain't gonna be able to pull me down stage. It just ain't gonna happen. But anyway, with that said, I'm out. That young man, when he was saying about his grandma, I feel like that was hard for him. However, people was feeling like it's embarrassing, this and that. So what I'm saying, what you think you have in the dark, well, how you operating even with family, it does come to the light.
Yeah.
It always does. Whether it's money or spat or pettiness. So let's move on to friends. A lot of people can say you treat your friend better than you treat your family. But sometimes, and I would say a lot of times, friends that you can put that title, and Ed, no, I'm a big person about I don't even like titles. I am what I am and I do what I do. You can put me whatever compartmentalized you want me to be in, but I know what I do. So with that stated, and I know what you are to me. A lot of times that person can do way more than a sibling, brother, mother, or father. You know what I'm saying? My hands go down and head go up to all the adopted parents and people that adopted children that's not them and show them the love, and the foster parents that do what they do. I love all you guys for that. That's a whole different type of parenting. Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying with that, you cannot shelve that down and say like, I'm not, that's not a good thing because I didn't give birth to you, but I still love you, or you really not my brother by blood. We don't share the same mother, but you my brother. So if Ed called me and then my other brother called me and then Ed, he said, Kim, I need blah, blah, blah. And then my other brother called me and said, I ain't talked to my other brother in about 7-10 years. And then Ed, I talk to every day. And then this one call line, he just show up out the blue. But I remember what he put me through, because once again, we don't forget how a person make me feel. So would I not show up for him? I'm not that kind of person. I'm not that petty. I'm going to show up for him, but he can't question me about the way I show up for Ed. You understand what I'm saying? It do go by who you are and who rocking with you the way. And most of the time, it's not what you say out your mouth. It's what you do.
Yeah.
So I feel like you should prove your friendship. I pride myself on being a great sister, daughter, mother, and friend because I check inventory into all those categories to make sure that that's exactly what I'm doing.
We put up a post that
Mm-hmm. That's Wendy.
my sister Katie is still mad because of some petty bullshit
That
that
she
she
created.
created. Have tried to reach out for almost 2 years. She still refuses to talk. It's just ignorant and sad that drama is like cancer, killing from the inside out. Hope one day she can move on and let the drama of on the past, since it's not possible to change the past. So leave the drama in the past since you can't change it.
Well, I would say this, I know this person personally, this is my best friend talking, but I would say that, I'm going to tell you that the fact that you reached out, there's absolutely nothing you can do going forward from there because you can. I would tell everybody, I know Ed, we would say, try to talk it out. Y'all saw another segment we had where a gentleman was going through with his father that was, affecting his relationship with his grandson. And we was telling him, and Ed told him like, just have to try to have that one more conversation. Like Ed say, how you've been taught, where you've been raised, and I'm talking to all the people that have not been implemented that type of culture that maybe he has been exposed to. I have seen them all. I've been in a home where this is how their life is. I grew up in 2 different households, so I feel like I had one more disciplinary in one household than another household. I was free to do whatever I wanted, but guess what? My mindset, the knowledge that I gained from both sides, made me the woman I am today. And I do believe in this, and Ed, you can chime in too, is that when you fall out with anyone and you reach to them and you try to talk to them and they're not ready, that's okay. Don't get mad and have an attitude and be like, F them, I ain't talking to them no more, blah, blah. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because if you really want to talk to them, then sometimes you got to let the person open the door when they're ready. But you got to create that platform. This is how Mitchell&Mitchell Sip and Spill was created.
Exactly.
We wanted a platform for y'all to come on and talk to us about just what you're talking to us about right now. But you got to build the platform in order for it to be there. You at least got to let them know that you can come on.
There's situations. I'm a firm believer. This may not be the case all the time, but I'm a firm believer there's some deeply rooted issues that happen from childhood. Some people have issues, as a big sister or I'm gonna say as a big brother. As a big brother, I said this other day on the show, and I watched my show today. And one of the very rare times I watched something we said, and I was talking an example about my brothers. I got 2 younger brothers, and I remember one time I was talking to my middle brother. So it was me, a brother underneath me, and a brother underneath him. So I was talking to the brother that's literally right underneath me, and I was like, "Man, I haven't talked to our baby brother in a while." And my brother was laughing, like, "Man, he mad at you, bro." Right. I'm like, "What?" So I was salty. I was kind of tripped out about that. So, and he said, "You keep talking shit. Every time he would say something, I'll shoot it down, or I'll keep talking crap about it." So I'm like, "Okay." So what I said on the show was that I was thrown off by him, like, because and I knew it wasn't a lie, because I do talk like that. I've been doing like this since we were children.
Right.
I've always been it. So let's just say my brother, because he was the little brother, the baby brother, probably didn't have enough moxie to address me. Right? He didn't want to say nothing. He didn't. So all his life he'd been listening to me talk shit and bully him and stuff like that. So he may have this underlying issue with me.
Right.
So now this one moment, a petty moment happened. Okay. And now he can't, whatever this little, I took his cake, he fucked me. I ain't talking to you no more. Right. And I'm like, I just took your cake. What happened? Right. There's things that happen that we don't know because we just living our life being
right. It don't have a damn thing to do with the cake. I've been mad at you since we was 10.
Since we was 10. Right. Since we were younger, I've had a problem with you, and I can't take your ass anymore. It's so funny.
Period.
We oblivious to like, what the hell? Right. I didn't even do nothing to you all along. Or you could have been the person that's getting all the favor from the parents, or you get all the things, you got all the grades in school, and they were jealous of you. And the parents, nobody addressed.
Or you just look different, and you don't look like them at all, and you are popular, or you're the pretty sister, or you're the fine brother, and I don't like you, but I've been keeping that suppressed. I've even known people that actually killed a sibling for the fact of they've had underlying childhood issues. Wow. That is so messed up, but he is absolutely correct.
And it's those
it does. It goes deeper.
It's something that is deeper now. I can't blame parents. I'm not gonna do parent blaming and stuff like that. So when we said earlier, like, well, there's cultures that I'm exposed to. I have never necessarily been exposed to those particular cultures. These are things that I watched as a growing up. I'm like, you know what? I don't really like that. Like you can see other families do weird things, right. And when me and you talk about, we brag about this all the time, about how one of the things that connect me and Kim is as children, we were kind of similar. We love being around older people
Yes.
and listening to them talk.
Mhm.
That's just
A
what
lot
we
of
were.
knowledge that way.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of wisdom and
I
knowledge
still
from
love
them,
it.
and I like sitting around them,
If you're
listening to
old,
them and
call
stuff
me.
like
I'm
that.
just playing.
Right? Yeah, you never will. But we like to listen to them. So what happens is we kind of envelop, or we kind of encapsulate that type of information. It becomes part of our subconscious,
Facts.
and we find ourselves out somewhere talking to other kids, and we just start spewing out this wisdom. We don't even know where it came from. Like, wait a minute, I got that from so and so, because it falls into our subconscious. And so what happens is, as I've gotten older, the stuff that I would be around listening to older people, and I'll start listening to this in my subconscious, I'll see stuff that's happening. Like, oh, wait a minute, they family structure is kind of shitty, or our family structure is kind of whack. Let's make some adjustments. Let me go ahead and put this.
Iris.
Oh, Iris. Hey, Iris, love this segment. Also have sibling that has an issue with me, and I don't know why. I prayed on it, and I do. They say let it go and let God. Yes,
they do. I wanna say that. I don't, these cliches, people say, let go and let God. But if you see me outside, you know what I'm saying, and I'm hurting, or I'm going through something, or you find out I'm on my bedside, and then you come, are you really letting go and let God? Are you showing up going, I ain't talked to him and such and such, so I'll be praying for him though. Really? So at the end of the day, I would say, Iris, and to Mia Sothis, is that you want to make it your business to create the platform. If you don't hear nothing that we say, make sure you make the platform that I'm here for you. Sometimes it takes more than one time reaching out. Let's flip it for a bit. What if it's a friend that you actually care about? Or let's even go deeper. What if it's a person, a man or a woman that you love? Okay. And they angry at you because you did something mad. You know that feeling that you have? You was like, all I want to do is just fix it. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes, and I can say most of the time when it's family, you be like, I holler at you. You know what I'm saying? You mad. I talked to you, had a little moment, that family first moment. And then you reach out and then you be like, now in your mind, you're like, I've done all I can do. I have. I've let go and just let God. That's what I did. I just, you know what I'm saying? Or as you say, Iris, she don't say nothing back. So some people say, I ain't finna chase you. Just like in a relationship, I ain't chasing no man. I ain't chasing no female. I ain't doing that. But people do what they really want to do. Trust and believe that. If that's what you want in your life, you're going to continue to create a platform for somebody to talk to you. You're going to continue to create a platform for somebody to reach out to you. It's entirely up to you. But where I would say that it's not so much as closing the door, but just leave it cracked. You know what I'm saying? And that is that at any given moment, at any given chance, a family event or something goes on in your family, and I know as things go on through our life, you just constantly and consistently keep the door open. That's all you can do. You know what I'm saying?
It's so funny when it comes to family situations like that. There's a situation I even mentioned on the show. I was talking about some issues that I'm not at privy to say, because it's not my story to say. But people, family members and siblings, they create, I don't want to say they create something, but there's something that goes on in their mind. They made a decision, something about you. Like you are this person to them.
That's right.
And they commit to it. Like they have told themselves this lie so much.
And they're not changing it.
And they think you are the rattiest, wackiest motherfucker in the country. And that's what they believe. And sometimes it's so crazy to me, because people can tell themselves some certain things so long that they just fucking believe it. And they roll with that stuff. So this is a thing that a concept that I try to ingratiate, right? And that concept is that I take it from a woman's perspective. I wouldn't say a scorned woman, but you know how I'm trying to challenge. You know how they say when a woman's done in a relationship with a man, at that point when a woman is done, they've done all the things they could do to keep their relationship alive. They've made the changes, they made the adjustments, they sacrifices, and so when they leave, there's no, I don't feel bad about it, because I actually literally have done everything I can. So what I say in those relationships when it comes to your siblings, and I got to put her thing up there too, is that I would just say, do everything you can. And once you, like you said, leave that door cracked, hey, this is what's going on. I love you. I care about you. Let's deal with these things honestly. Let me admit to the things I've done wrong, or whatever the case may be. Once you've done that and you leave that door cracked, I've done my part. Because at some point, something's going to hit you. You're going to do your calculations and tabulations if you have any type of sense. I still believe that some people have some sort of sense of something. So you have to, if you have some sort of ounce of intelligence, an ounce of something, you should be able to go back and say, you know what, damn, I could look back and say where I was tripping. They did say this, they did say that. Just like that man, once a woman made a decision to make a change, now he decided, you know what? I sure did have a good ass woman. God damn it. I want to make changes now. Because now she's made the commitment to leave. And you realize, oh, I fucked up because I really didn't work. I really didn't do my best. I really didn't try. And I think if you do your part when it comes to your family, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna lay it on the line. I'm gonna give you my love. I'm gonna leave the door open for you, cracked. And then once, if you are a fucking dickhead and an idiot, you don't care, then that's on you. That means that's what you are. You are a low frequency vibrational person. That's fine. That's on you. But I did my part. But that's the most you could do. I'm gonna go ahead and hit up.
I know Iris is saying her and her daughter have a great relationship, and Chica, she said, Mia Sosa said, "Thank you, Chica. Ed, you guys are so right. One more question, Chica. You said it create a platform. Did understand how can I create the platform? When I talk about creating a platform for you, for someone to come and talk to you, is that a lot of people have the mindset is that once I've reached out and said what I got to say, and if you don't respond back to me when you want them to, because you decided to get to that point, don't do that. Don't get mad and be like, okay, I already did. I ain't doing it no more. And just like what Ed is saying, he's saying that you leave the door open and cracked. You have done what you're supposed to do, but I feel there's no such thing as that's it. Okay, like what you're describing, Ed, is when a woman is fed up, she leaves the man, and the man find out, now I had a great woman and I want her back. Most of the time, by the time the man realized how much great the woman is, her ass is gone. Mm-hmm. But you know what I'm saying? Because we really leave you in the mind before we ever leave you physically. Trust and believe that. Yep, that's a woman gem I just gave out. Okay, so anyway, with that stated, I can say that what you're saying, that it's to me, it's not the same when it comes to a family. Because we are family. I just don't want you to show up at the funeral and now you want to talk to me. See, I'm not going to respond to you the right way. I'm going to be like, let me mourn, and then I'm going to holler at you. But at the end of the day, what I'm saying is that...
Because you think it's not like authentic?
Right. So what I'm saying is when I make a decision to call that person, say I was mad at Ed, and I made the decision, I'm calling him now, but he ain't ready to receive me. Mm-hmm. So he like, oh, ain't this... goddamn Kim, like, she ain't trying to call me after 1 hour. Okay, because that's how petty his ass is. But anyway, but I'm just saying, so wait, it's a week. Oh, I'm just saying. So now you want to call me. So do I be like, look, I called him and I'm done. Now this my man, $100,000. I'm not going to do that because he mattered to me. See, even when you're not doing something, you're still saying something. Let me say that again. Even when you're not doing something, you're still saying something. A silent response. It's a response, people. It's still a response. So after you reached out to her, Mia Sotis, and you told your sister that you want to talk to her, you want to find out. Iris, once you reached out to your sister and you told her you want to talk to her and you want to find out, you want to go. Clarence, once you reached out to your mama and you told her you want to do this, same way, and I'm saying this for myself as well, and they don't respond back, they don't even engage, or what if they did and they said, not right now, but I'll holler at you, I might want to, then all you can do is from that point, that's leaving the door open. That's that platform. You ain't closing it because they might not respond right then and there, but they might take them a while and they might do it again. Or they might simply be put in a position. That's why I said, be careful who you knock down. You never know who you might have to pick up. The same person that you knock down. So that they might be put in a position simply for they have to talk to you. Right. Let me give y'all an example because I like to talk about what I know, not what I heard. So I was running a kidney transplant team. And this guy didn't speak to his sister for 20 years. He'd been on dialysis, and all of a sudden he came up, he needed a kidney. It just wasn't going to work for him no more. We like, look, we're going to have to find you a kidney. He'd been on the list for 10 years. He had to get clean, blah, blah, blah. The one sister in his family never, ever got tested. She got tested. For some reason, God put on her heart. She got tested. She was 100% match, a per match. She comes to me and said, I want to do this for him. I want to do this for him, but I'm just so damn angry. So I'm like, okay. Now the professional in me, I got to make my change. So I got to, I got to make sure I watch what I say. But at the other part of me, you can't take that part out. I see right through bullshit. So I'm like, okay, I don't know what the hell you mad for, but do you want to show up at your brother's funeral where you want to be able to show up at his party where y'all celebrating that the kidney worked? You know what I'm saying? He got a second chance to life. But I'm gonna leave that for you because I'm not even gonna ask you why. They ain't even none of my job. I don't even know. But you know what I'm saying? Then that's just me saying it. But I'm just saying, which one? I'm just gonna leave that with you. You got 24 hours to tell me what you want to do. That's it. So I said, but I suggest he in there on the machine right now. You might want to talk to him. You know what I'm saying? Because he on the machine, he ain't going nowhere. So you know what I'm saying? And y'all can get out. He ain't gonna be able to get too mad. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna take this opportunity. But let me tell you something. She went in there and she talked to him. Oh my God. And they worked it out. And he's still alive today because his sister gave him a kidney. But they went all those years because simply their mother died. And he took her mom's stuff, the stuff that she wanted. And all she had to do was just talk to him. He said, how about it's still in the boxes? You could have been got it.
Damn.
This is what I mean when I say how stuff be so petty, because as Ed was trying to say earlier, all you have to do is communicate. You be mad at me for I don't even know what you owed me for. You mad at me about something that I won the cheerleading contest when we was 12 because I can get in the air and you couldn't get up there? Or you fail and embarrass yourself and out, you know what I'm saying? And because I'm your sister, that's what you're mad at me for? That's what I'm saying. So who am I talking to? The 10 or the 12-year-old sibling? Or I'm talking to the grown woman that is today? Most of the time you're talking to a whole nother different age bracket. And you don't know. So how about another platform that you can say, listen, if I called you and I want to talk to you, this is exactly how my conversation will go with a sibling or a friend. So listen, I know we ain't talking. And I know you don't really probably don't know what to say to me. Hell, I don't know what to say to you. But what I do know is that we need to have some kind of conversation. But you might not be ready to talk to me right now. Hell, I'm talking to you and I don't know if I'm ready. You might say something I might want to pop off. But at the end of the day, I'm still showing up.
Right.
Because you and I share the same womb. You okay? And I know for a fact that you damn sure my family. And if I don't want to do nothing, you find some type of commonality between you two and say, I know damn well this will put a smile on mama's face if she can see her daughters talking. You just find something. You understand me?
You do that with your fucking friends. You do that with your friends.
I do that with all my friends. Everybody looking. The commonalities they look. You remember when you was crying your ass off? He running up down the street. You ain't seen Tim in 4 or 5 weeks. I'm pulling up 12 o'clock dressed all in black trying to help you out. We doing all kinds of stuff because I'm that friend, Ed. No. I'm just saying with that. And now all of a sudden you don't know me now? But okay. So I'm just saying, you find it like sometimes you do have to remind people. Let me tell you something. This one right here. Let me tell y'all something right now. He always, I'm gonna give my partner her flowers. But let me tell you something. He know I ride for him 24/7. So with that said is, at any given moment, it's not just him, it's RG, all the Mitchells. We family. You understand what I'm saying? We family. So I'm gonna show up for every last one of them. Like they mad and everything. And everybody don't get there. Everybody could be like, oh, how that don't matter? Because you can't say you just care about one particular thing. I know what reps him is his whole family. So find out what works for you guys and who the person you're friends with and what matter to them. And that's where you're going to reach them at. If it's their baby, then they know. Say, I'm quick to tell you, and everybody knows there's only one thing that can make me mad as hell. And that is if you mess with any one of my D's, and that's my sons. I mean, even if it's a fly on them, nope, don't smack it off. I'm going to need you to scrape it off. That's how I don't play when it comes to that. But everybody got their thing about their kids or their children or their man or they, you know what I'm saying? Everybody got something. But if I rock with you when you was broke and you didn't have nothing and now you up.
Or you was fucking tripping.
Or you was tripping and I know you trip. I'm going to let you have it. I'm going to let you have it. You know what I'm saying? I'm pissed off. This is a true story. I'm pissed off. I'm mad. I ain't talking to you. I mean, I'm just mad. I'm like, okay, listen. My girlfriend lost her husband. And she said, I'm pissed off. I'm just angry. I'm mad. And I'm like, I get it. I get it. It's like one of those times where you like, hell, I don't know what to say, right? But I knew I needed to do something. And my spirit, the kind of person I am, I knew I needed to do something. So I said, listen, I said, can I just come sit with you then? We could throw shit together. We don't even got to talk about it.
Right.
I said, let's just
smashing stuff.
Just start smashing it. She said, I don't even know if I want to smash it. That's okay. Well, I'm just going to sit there with you.
Whatever you decide.
So let me tell you something. I brought 4 bottles of wine. We didn't touch none of them. We didn't talk about it at all. All she did was sit in the dark and play all their favorite songs. and cry. And I cried right with her the entire time. That was 24 hours. When I tell you, I probably slept about 4 days after that. But anyway, I was woke for the funeral. Just I was there. But I'm just saying, well, sometimes you need to show up for people strictly what they want, and that's it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? But whatever it is that you be with your friends and how you are, they matter. You need to let people know they matter. Sometimes it's simply okay. Stop being so prideful and petty. Those two words stop you from being powerful. They really do. You know what I'm saying? And if you are extraordinary you, then you got to know how to show up and stop be looking at what people think and what people saying and just be you. You know what I'm saying? I don't really give a damn. Nobody tell me how I feel about who I feel about. You know, I mess with you. I like you. You my person. I rock with you. That's it. It does not. It doesn't matter. I don't care what you did way back when. They ain't got a damn thing to do. It don't. No. They don't have nothing to do. Look, I'm going off who you are today. So the way you show up to me today is the way I'm gonna mess with you tomorrow and then on after.
Right. I'm gonna go and respond. Iris said she always got her. The door is always cracked. And her daughter, going back to Iris, she said her daughter, her sisters and her sister's daughter, and her have a great relationship, which is pretty dope.
She said she just reached out again, and we'll see how it goes. I'm praying for you, Iris, that everything work out. I think you're awesome and great to keep on reaching out.
Yeah, and that is good. And then keep reaching out. You know, the telltale sign is the fact that the daughter fucks with her.
Right.
Because
so that could be a problem. Because the sister don't talk to her, but her daughter do it. She could be like, so. Because some people be like, loyalty over love too.
Well, she might have a problem with her daughter. But what I'm saying is that I remember having a problem with one of my aunts, okay, because of what I heard her say to my mother that I wasn't supposed to hear when I was a child. And for years, I did not like the aunt. The aunt was always nice to me, but she said something to my mama that made me so mad. I did not like my aunt. I'm not gonna say who she is, but I'm my mama's boy. So she had said to my mama that was real mean, but they had an argument between them two. I shouldn't have had her name.
Nothing to do with it. And they were sisters, fine. Right.
That wasn't her sister. That was her sister-in-law. That's the thing.
Oh, sister-in-law.
It was her sister-in-law.
Oh, okay. Them grown folks.
They were grown. I was a little boy, and she had said to my mama.
Stay out of grown folks.
And I'm like, I was so mad. But they was arguing. She said it. I'm like, I heard her. And I had a problem with her for the longest with my auntie. And so what I'm saying is that if your mother, I'm going to Iris situation, if there was some real shit going on, your kids don't fuck with people that mess with their mama.
Right. That was the next topic.
The kids ain't finna fool with you. If you mess with their mama, I ain't fuck with you.
See, that's why I feel like
that's why I know it's some bullshit in that. I'm gonna go to your girls. Go ahead and finish.
That's just personal to you. You don't gotta put that on there. But what I would say that my next topic is that too. I have a big thing. Me and my sisters, we have, children amongst us all. And my one sister, her and my sons are pretty much the same age. So they always been very, very tight. And then my other sister had a child that is not like one in a little group. He was kind of younger or whatever. But when me and my sisters, and I'm big on that, if I'm mad at just my sister mad at me, Ed is absolutely correct. I do not like our children to be exposed to any of that because that changes the perception of their aunt. And then because by law, that's their mama. So they're going to ride or rock with her at all. Even though I tell my boys on a given day that, people can make mistakes, even the ones you love the most, like your parents. Okay. But at the end of the day, you don't want to do that. So that's why they said, way back in the day, kids stay in their child's place and let grown folks handle what they need to see. You weren't supposed to be hearing that, but see, you was ear hustling and you heard something you supposed to heard, and then you grew up and then you didn't like her for years. So it just festers. But even now, especially you got grown boys. My boys are grown and they see me get into it with my sister. My boys gonna have a fit about that. They, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna feel some type of way. So I'm saying, please keep your children out. If I have a fight or argument or anything like that, you do that with your siblings or even your friends and all your children, everybody good. Don't go running and let your child be your sounding board.
No.
Because y'all done made up and you was mad at that moment because that child don't know a lot of other things that you might know about that other person. I know I've said, listen, honey, I want to tell you might not want to be mad at your aunt. Because see, you don't know your mama. That's your mama, but you don't know your mama. Yeah. You don't know your mama like I know your mama. Okay? And we ain't gonna even do all that, but I'm just gonna say, so some things you gotta just be like, okay, I'm gonna fall back. Because that will make it really hard also to deal with, I would say.
Yeah, I think so. I just think that when it comes to when it comes to family dynamic, I feel that there's so much underlining shit in
So
this.
many
And the
layers.
thing about it is that
Mhm.
sometimes we don't know necessarily how to unpack that, which is why therapy is important now. We're starting to get more, especially in our community, where we're starting to actually not just go to church and
Mhm.
pray our way out of shit and it's just going to go away eventually or whatever. It's like we actually now are looking at um, getting your getting therapy and actually unpacking those situations has got you feeling this weird animosity that any little small thing would spark whatever. And then going back to the kids, like not exposing them to these things. That's what
Right.
any part of your family do. You know, stuff like we were taught in marriage counsel, like don't tell nobody what go on in your household, your mom and your daddy and your siblings, because they'll never forgive
Don't
your
forget
spouse.
how you made them feel. You come crying to them and saying that
He hit
you
me or
slapped the
he
hell out of me. And
or
sometimes, and so
yeah.
I want to give this analogy. I was talking to somebody, and this is so true. When you ever heard it, I'm quite sure you guys have. When you hear somebody say your words hit like a fist, so you can't really see the blow, right? But so I feel like if every time you say something, if I can animate it for you, then maybe you will get it. So we done talked about this, and you don't hear me. So I say, so Ed, is you gonna do? And then you go. I said, you just sit up there and just smack the shit out of me with his words, like, no, I am not. That's a smack in my face.
Right.
Then I turn the other cheek and say, but Ed, I was trying to say, I said, I'm not talking to you. That's another smack in the face. What's up, sis? That's my sister, Courtney. She
Hey,
said,
Courtney
facts, sis,
Crockett.
please put that on there. So it's like you hit me again with my other. And I'm like, you don't understand. Your words can beat somebody up without doing anything, without physically touching them.
Mm-hmm.
Your words, you can beat them up so bad to where they so damaged that no, they don't want to talk to you.
Mm.
By your just simply ignoring them, or the way you communicate, or you can shut them down or and shut them out. You don't want to do that, but that's it. Clarence is laughing because I just gave him this analogy earlier. And so it's just one of those things where you can smack somebody and say all kind of stuff. Hey, Instagram.
Hey,
So
Instagram.
Instagram says, Bonnie says, how do you forgive a sibling that has wronged you so bad? Okay, so I'll go ahead and speak. My sister is on here with us so she can hear this. Not the sister that did me wrong, but I will say this. I don't know what your wrong is, but everybody have their own. But my sister did me so wrong, Bonnie. Okay, so wrong. And I'll go on and say, because I only go in my world when I feel like it's gonna help somebody. Sometimes we going through things in our lives. It's not for us, it's for somebody else. So my sister hurt me so bad. I mean, like ripped every part, like my heart was ripped out.
Mm.
Okay. And I had to find somewhere within myself that how I was going to operate. Because one thing I'm big on is that I don't like what happens to me, or somebody that do something to me controls how I show up in this world. I
Mm.
refuse to allow that. So that's the first thing you're going to have to tell yourself. Because you're going to get knocked down plenty more times. But I'm going to tell you something. You can still stand 10 toes tall, regardless of how hurt you get. No matter how many times. Because when you woke up this morning, he said, I ain't done with you yet. That's why you're still here. So sometimes we go through things for somebody else simply for the reaction of to show someone else how they should be. Listen, the forgiveness is not for your sibling. It's for you. And I used to hear people say that, older people used to say that, and I'd be like, I never used to understand. I'm like, what you mean it's not for them? If I forgive them, that means I operate the same. No, you don't. You can forgive a person and say, I'm just not going to give that much energy to continue to hate and be mad. That's a lot of energy to stay mad at anybody. You walking around the damn house, ain't speaking to each other. You know what I'm saying? First, you all in love, making love every other day, every other hour. As soon as you see him smacking on the ass and all that, or you like, girl, as soon as you call 4-5 times a day, now all of a sudden, now I don't talk to you. And that's a lot of energy to stay that kind of mad. So you giving up a lot of part of your life, Bonnie, for not having no kind of energy with that person. But I'm going to tell you something. So allow yourself to feel the hurt. Allow yourself to be angry about it. But at the end of the day, allow yourself to be forgiven for you and say, I don't want this on me no more. Because when you forgive someone, you remove the power of that situation continue to hurt you. That's how you forgive that person that have wronged you so bad. Because you could be feeling like, man, it was just so dirty, so low down, so this. I know I felt that. But I can look at my sister in her eyes today. I've helped my sister after. I've been there for my sister after. And it's not about her. It's about me.
Mm.
What I do it for is about me.
So
And she still can come at me sideways, stupid, and act as if like, girl, like I still owe her something. And my little sister that's on here right now, she can contest to it. I don't know how many times I'd be like, girl, I'm gonna go ahead and let this go. Cause see, I'm not gonna give myself that energy because I'm just gonna fall back and I ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? So why? Because Kimmy Kim is in control of that. We are in control of how we show up with any type of hurt, pain, or anything we go up in our life. You still have the power to show up the way you want to show up. Now you can let it control you or you can control it. As I say this to Ed all the time, everything that happened to us and our stories, you don't need nobody to tell your story. You can tell it in front of you because then after you said it all, guess what? They can't say nothing about it. So Bonnie says, I forgive my sibling, but I'm not giving up access to do it again. Focusing on me now. You're absolutely correct. That's true, yeah. That is good. If you're forgiving that person, then you get to control how you show up. Mm-hmm. So if you don't want to behave the same way, you don't have to. But if you tell somebody I forgave them, and then you still acted with them and then you keep bringing it up to them, then you haven't forgiven them. But if you forgive them for yourself and you don't operate with them the same, then that's okay as well.
Listen, you can forgive them, but you don't have to embrace them.
Right, to the point to where we still operate the same.
You operate the same. Like because that forgiveness, I was going to ask you that. Your forgiveness, basically, you're liberating yourself from the imprisonment of whatever that situation caused.
Exactly, and then you become more powerful, and that's why you can say now, Bonnie, I'm working on me. Because sometimes people will get in your life and they will drain you. It's who I like to call parasites, and you don't see them coming. You don't see them because they show up as what? Family. Or they show up as that friend or that spouse. And you don't see for years they've been eating away at you, and eating away at you. And you don't see it. Then finally it's that big thing that you just like, and now you're like, I'm done. But it's been happening. So you have to make it your decision to go ahead and put that parasite to bed and go ahead and make yourself, you know what I'm saying, be better from it. But don't keep giving it the energy and the power to take over you. Don't do that.
All facts. All facts go. The Iris is like, she just responded. She's like, yes, the words can cut like can cut a throat. She said,
you ain't never lying. Look at you, or somebody can look at you. Have you ever seen somebody look at you? You walk in the room, you all family, you at the family barbecue, and then hear your butt coming. They look at you like, there go Kimmy Kim ass. She done showed up.
Yeah, like your whole energy is killed.
Everybody's laughing, girl, and then
they get quiet and your ass walk in.
Because every last one of their ass know they owe me some kind of money. They know they did something to me, and they like, oh damn, you know.
Time to go.
And then look, they all on the phone. Is Kim coming? Is Kim gonna be there?
Who all gonna be there? Who all gonna be
man,
there?
Damn. You know what I'm saying?
Who all gonna be there? You know, I'd be like, you be having some who all coming.
Right.
Kim coming.
Okay, is Kim gonna come? Just tell me what it is. Is she gonna be there? That's what I want to know.
She said.
But you know what? I'm gonna walk in that walk and I'm gonna talk my talk and I'm gonna rep who I am, and I'm never gonna let anyone take that power from you, because that's when you're no longer in control of you. Just can't happen. So find something within yourself, find a place and a person that you can connect to and be able to do that. So when Ed was just saying, like, I know in the BP world, people think therapy is such bad news, or they don't want to do it. But it doesn't mean all the time laying on the couch or spending thousands of dollars. I can tell you right now, you can connect to someone, and just to hear yourself say things and really allow yourself to be vulnerable, you are really therapizing yourself.
It's crazy because one of the things I've learned, I think I told you this one of our first episodes. I was talking about how a guy was telling me that sometimes he would talk to his kids, his adult children. He was a lot older than me at the time, and he was saying sometimes we have problems, and it seems so huge, but once you talk about it, the problem is a little smaller. And it's funny because when you actually, like you said, you kind of therapize. This therapize is a word I made up.
That's Ed's word.
That's a word. But
Eddie
when you talk about it, the thing seems so insurmountable, so huge, so big. When you talk about it, you're like, damn, it really ain't. I was tripping. What now? That was just me. I probably shouldn't have smacked him.
Damn, I shouldn't even hit him.
And that happens too when I went to therapy session. I'd be like talking like, yeah, I'm a bad person. You find yourself saying things wrong. I should have woke up earlier. And you find yourself saying these things, and it's really a helpful, beneficial thing.
It is.
Now take that same energy, right, and then talk to the person you have a fucking problem with.
And then look,
that you have
and then
with.
Say everything that you know they was feeling in the first place. And then, as you say, the mic drop, what they gonna say. I see. I already know you mad as hell at me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I took your last piece of gum.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I know. Or I ate your cake.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I bought you a whole nother cake.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, when you tell it,
it's. I had a conversation today with somebody close to me, and I was just saying you have to go in, and this is sibling, and that relationship. You know what? And I don't want to isolate it to just siblings because that's
go ahead. No,
important.
siblings is it.
Siblings, but then like somebody you're in a relationship with, where you just say, okay, there's a situation, there's shit in the air,
okay,
there's issues, and what happens is we talk about like I was telling a person today, and I was saying that you're talking about the result of diabetes. Like, oh, I got to get my foot cut off. Oh, you just worry about the foot being cut off. I'm like, well, you need to fix the diabetes. Fix the root that made your foot get cut off. You're so focused on that detail that's just the ramification of the diabetes. You got to go to the core of why. Because if you don't get, okay, that foot's gone now, but if you don't fix diabetes, your other foot be gone. Now your leg is gone. And so sometimes if you talk to the person you have this issue with, let's deal with the real shit. This was going on.
Before the amputees
come in, because you got more amputees coming. You're not dealing with the root cause of the situation. And it's so crazy because that has to be, you say platform, that's very important. Kim say platform. You got to leave that platform open to be able to talk. You got to be able to talk about shit. We don't want to talk about nothing. We don't want to deal with shit. We don't. And it's not just the person that's the offended person.
Right.
It's the person that they know it's shit in the air and they trying to talk. You want to stay fucked up.
Yeah, but you got to be willing to peel back those layers and just not just creating a platform, but when they come to you, you can't be so closed-minded like you so right, because you got to be able to put yourself to be able to be projective enough to hear what they have to say. Because I can tell you, their story is not going to sound a damn thing like yours. Their perception of what they thought or made you have done to them is going to be totally different. You're going to have to just truly be open to that and hear that. And listen, everything is not going to be able to be, okay, I did this, I did that. But I'll tell you, and then, but you did this and you did this, because everybody to me always want to have that one up. So I always give up that one up. And the way I give that one up is this. I already come out with, and even if stuff I said and they still don't think that's it, listen, I know you upset with me because blase, and I can understand that you are. And the way that made you feel, I'm sorry for that. It's not a bail down and they won and all that kind of stuff. It's just, how do we get past that? It was the time that Ed told me he was pissed off mad. And I said, that's cool. You could be mad, but you can't stay there. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to, at some point, listen, if you die, this is so messed up that I'm finna say this, but it's so true. You lose a mother, father, whatever. And I lost my father. My job gave me 3 days. The fuck is that? My whole daddy all my life. I got 3 days, y'all. And if I didn't have no PTO or whatever, I'm just fucked. You know what I'm saying? You get 3 days. My dad don't even live where I live. I got to go. I got to travel. I got to get the kids together. We got to get out, blah, blah, blah. 3 days. And the company will send you a condolence card and say, I am so sorry for your loss. That's it. That is it. And guess what, y'all? We need that job, right? So we take them 3 days. We hope we can pull it over a few days before or after the funeral. But then we show back up at work. And then you walk into work and you're going on in your office. And how you doing? How you doing today, Miss Mitchell? You okay? Because you got to show up at work. It ain't their fault that you ain't got, but that's all you're granted. That's all you're given. So what I'm saying is, if that's all I'm going to get in my working life where I make my bread and my butter, at some point, why are you going to spend all the time and energy to be mad at somebody past that? Because now you're affecting health, and health is wealth. Okay? So if I got to come in, I got to keep it moving. Yep, that hurt me. Yep, that crippled me, all that. But you still got to keep it moving. By the way, that's why my mama decided to name me Kim, and it's Kimmy Kim, because I keep it moving. With that statement, you do have to keep it moving, even though we don't want to. But it's just so long to be mad and angry over stuff, and you let years go by. Then that person had kids, and now their children don't know each other. Oh wow, I didn't even know I had an aunt, or I didn't even know I had an Uncle Ed, and you'd be like, what? And then that's another thing. Moving forward from the family is that you be so quick to go outside and you give all that to somebody else, and then your feelings and all that stuff get hurt. by that other person, but you didn't know the person that you was absolutely sisters or brothers with, aunties and nephews and uncles with, got all those skills and you didn't even know about it.
Right.
Because you just project them for something that you got angry about.
Mm-hmm.
Or through someone else's eyes. I'm mad at you. My friends used to get mad at me when they used to say, Ed, well, I don't like her. So if I don't like her, then, basically I can't like her. Now
Right.
but I was the type of friend I wanted to understand why you didn't like the person.
Right.
So if you was on some BS and you didn't like the person, over something, I used to look at you and be like, okay.
I got to ask you a question about that though. So how does that, what area does that law reside? Like if it's somebody, like I tell you, I say, I like this person over there. You don't know him. I don't like him. So you shouldn't like him. Are you going to inquire about it? Or is it like a family member that we both know and I don't like him? I tell you not to like him.
Well, see, nobody's going to not tell me not to like, but I'm going to go from, and if you don't mind, I'm going to go from spouse. I think that's the number one thing, from spouse.
Okay.
So, this is my spouse and he tell me he don't like, our brother-in-law. Okay. Or it could be my brother. Okay. He don't like him because I shared with him some things that my brother did to me. And he like, well, damn, Kim, I don't like him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come around and come over, but you know what I'm saying? I just don't like his ass, and he ain't no shame about it. Every time he see him, he like, and keep it moving. Mm. But what he don't like him for is justifiable to the point to where I agree with him for not liking him. But because he's my brother, am I still going to show some type of love or respect for him? Yes. But he's not going to be able to disrespect him in any kind of way. And I'm going to ride and rock with him all the way. But at the end of the day, because he is my brother and we share that commonality, as I was saying to you guys, which our mom, I'm going to show some, it's going to be sometimes I'm going to say, can we, can you turn the other cheek for me? Because that's not going to be all the time. But now if he get out of line from that extension and he's still got to line do some more stuff, then he's cut off. And it's the same vice versa. Now that's you fair. My friend.
That's fair.
You my friend, and you told me that this particular person did something to you. I'm gonna tell you a true story. Ed, I know he's gonna trip on this, but once again, it's not what we heard; it's what we know.
Oh my God!
You never know what I'm gonna say.
I have no idea what the fuck's about to go down.
So one day, Ed and I was talking. I was calling. I was mad about a situation. This is absolutely personal to me. I was so pissed about a situation. This person wasn't understanding that how they operated and how they showed up towards me. She want to request a video. Somehow she can't get in. But sorry, y'all. Excuse me, we're reading something online.
We're on Instagram. They want to be in the video. They want to talk.
Oh, okay. So what was saying is that what was said was I reached out to Ed and I was trying to share an opinion with him about how I was feeling about this person, what they did. So Ed, y'all, if y'all watch our shows, he's quick to say devil advocate. I'm gonna play devil advocate. So this day it was devil advocates gone wrong. Okay. Because he know what I'm gonna say. Yeah, so he was serious though. He was like, because Kim, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't see the. I'm looking at him like, what? Yeah. So we didn't hung up the phone. We stopped talking about. I'm heated because I'm like, this my man $100,000. If he don't understand, then who gonna understand, right? And I'm like, damn. I'm like, So then later on, a little time went by. We talked again. And it resonated with Ed. And he was like, man, Kim, I'm sorry. He said, I am so sorry. Like, I didn't realize. Okay. But during that moment, just that inkle bit of time that I was angry and felt the way I felt. Hi, Bonnie. Welcome. Hello. What's up, cousin? I'm sorry, y'all. We are talking to also our friends that's on our Instagram Live. So we have to show them love. So just to let y'all know, we have Bonnie on our Instagram Live. So Facebook, YouTube, we all over the place.
Right. But go ahead and finish the story. This story was fun. It's not funny, but I do remember.
You do remember?
No, I know exactly what story this was. And then, but go ahead, because I have
So Ed resonated with me afterwards. It took him a minute. Mm-hmm. And then he was like, Kim, I'm so sorry. It didn't dawn on me what you were saying. So then he understood why the level of anger that I had at that person. But sometimes he didn't see it. But that inkling of time that he did not get it, oh my God. I think I was livid. I think I was still in the same position from when he called me back You know what I'm saying? That's how heated I was. Like, really?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's my man on the ground. What mean you don't get it?
Yeah, I didn't get it at first, but once I sat back and looked at it, I was like, okay, that would have pissed me off.
Right. So then now we on the same page and bam, I don't like that person either.
Right.
But it's a reason. So I'm just saying, I understand some people have levels of, loyalty, and they say, I'm mad at that person, I'm mad too. If your girlfriend, that's the girl your man with, and we both don't like her. I rock with you, we don't like her. You know what I'm saying? We whooping, I don't know. Anyway. But I'm just saying, I'm gonna rock with you, I got you. But it do gotta make sense with me. Every aspect of my life, it needs to make sense why I'm gonna be behaving the way I'm saying. So if I'm pulling out my boys, I want to know why I'm doing it for. You know what I mean?
I rock with people. If I don't know your person and you saying we don't like them, okay, I don't know them. I don't like them either. I don't really know them, so I don't give a fuck.
Right.
But if somebody we mutually know, like our cousin and stuff like you say I don't like him, I'm like, what happened? What's going on? Why I gotta? I mean, we were just what I was.
But so you said you don't even know why the person likes. So you just meet your friends and they just said, I don't like Tom.
I don't know who Tom is.
They never told you why they don't like Tom.
They may tell me, but they like give me because we're walking past Tom. I don't know who Tom is.
So I don't like his ass.
I don't like this motherfucker.
I don't like Tom.
Don't speak to that motherfucker.
Don't say nothing to him.
And I'm like, okay.
And he then Tom walk right to
what up, bro?
What's up?
I'm like, man, I can't speak to you, man. I don't know you. Number one, why you speaking to me?
So your loyalty is like, if you ain't rocking with them,
especially if I don't know them. Right. I mean, that's just how it's been. You know what I'm talking about, right, Bonnie? I know you like that, right? Because
okay. Oh, right. Then, see, but that's what we talked about first. But you like your cousin. I'm so sorry, sad.
Right.
Okay, I'll let you mourn by yourself, baby, because you don't got to like my spouse.
Right.
It's okay.
Right. Now you right about that.
Yes, Lord.
You got that right. But if you don't, I got that. But if it's somebody like my family members, like let's say, like I know them, they're a couple, and I feel like if she knows somebody that the husband don't know, Shannon don't know the husband, the guy or the person, and his wife says, if Bonnie tells Clyde like, I don't like old girl, and he like I don't know her. She like, you don't got to know her. I don't like her, right. And he just rolling with her. Right. That kind of shit I'm cool with. But if it's like I don't like my cousin on Instagram, he like, wait a minute, why you like a cousin on Instagram? I like him. And then he questions, it's got to make sense to him. And that's the situation.
So do you feel like you prioritize? So what if it's one cousin that you're more closer to and the other cousin, but they don't like that one cousin?
I don't know. That's so tricky.
So you don't try to be like, let's try to, we family.
I try to, we relatives.
Okay. You would do that?
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So like Facebook, YouTube, Bonnie is saying on Instagram that if it's her family, she would try to bring them together. She would try to put them together. She would. If the cousins
don't get along and this, that, and the other, and she say, and y'all don't even know, like you don't know this person's dope as hell, and you dope as hell. Y'all don't get a chance to experience the dopeness.
Right. You just don't like them on the strength of for whatever
reason. Right. Yeah. So I like that. That's dope as hell. You right there.
I would try to bring them together.
But see,
thanks, sis.
She gone. But she's a connector though.
Okay.
Her right here. She's a connector.
And you know what? A connector. People that bring everybody together. I know that I'm that in my family and friends. Everybody just have that role. It just happens. You be that one that and it usually be back in the day is Big Mama or your mama. Everybody. Yeah. We know we all gonna come over and eat at their house. Like now, I want that for my children. Like I like to have what we have.
I'm gonna do a shout out. I like because Kimmy always does a shout out. She always does. She does for my family and her family. She does a shout out. I'm gonna do a shout out. So I'm gonna shout out my cousin Shannon and Duwan's their husband and wife, and I believe they're like connectors. So that's my family.
Are they always my family. Planning and bringing?
They're just together? Very inviting and she's always celebrating the wife, the kids. Good. They're always shouting out, supporting and showing love to everybody like that. My son Edwin is a connector. He's that connected and make sure everybody is connected or whatever. My niece Nikayla, the one who just had the baby on the 10th, the same day as my son and daughter-in-law. Nikayla is a connector. You know Nikayla, right? Tanae's daughter. Yes, thank you. Yes, so my grand. We
Yeah,
had
y'all. He's a new papa.
a new pop. Yes, two pop. And then my niece
Aja knew Gigi, right?
Anja knew Gigi,
Mhm.
and then my niece Jay, Michelle, Monica's youngest daughter. These kids are the one that's constantly reaching out to everybody in the family.
That's
They kind of
awesome.
got that from Granny, my mother, and they kind of reach out. So that's like Dewan's is the same way. They're kind of like making sure everybody knows what's going on and what's going on
Much
here.
love
Connect
to the
them.
connectors in
Yeah,
the family,
and
the
then
ones
you're the
that bringing.
connector in your family. Is it more? Is it people? Other people in your family?
My sister Courtney also, because right now
Connect you.
she's pretty much took that role more. So I have disconnected, but she's more.
She's taking your spot.
Yeah, I have disconnected, but my light is still shining. You heard me.
Right.
But you have to be that connector in
Right,
every
right, right,
family.
right,
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna say I'm the connector. I'm gonna be dead ass. What you say, Dwans? Oh, okay. Yes, I hate that negative energy. Yeah.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about events where you invited to and one person in the family is mad at another person, or people want to create family reunions, but half of the family ain't talked to each other all year.
Damn it.
So how the hell you gonna do that? So then one family that's liking each other, they decide we're gonna do this. Then the other side of the family said, oh, that's what they doing on the same day. We finna go here. So then where the elderly finna go, which in my family would be my mom. So my mom, she would rock with me and my sisters, and she'll be like, I'm going with them. But then now I got my other family and brothers, they over here mad. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's when I would step in, regardless of who or whatever issue is. I'm like, come on, y'all. This is, we can't do this. How we gonna figure this out? Or it's simply not gonna go on. I don't feel like I can leave one in the corner and then the other one ain't. So I need you all to try to, figure that out so we can all come together. But most families would just have 2 family reunions. Or they'll do a trip and the other one won't come. That's how seriously bad pettiness have set in. And when you were saying earlier what I wanted to talk about, when you said about infection, you were saying how you get to the root of it, the root of everything, even above the under the anger. When you become anger, is love. Under that, all those layers, it's love. The only reason why somebody can hurt you in the first place is because you had to have some kind of love for them. You had to care about them.
Yeah, there had to be something there.
So that's the beginning. Okay, it's a perfectly healed hand, and then it flip over, and then now you got some type of infection because you didn't hurt me. Then the pus come is when you just continue to not take care of it, years and years and years, and then next thing you know, it just keep going. Now the MRSA sets in. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna talk about what I do, but I'm just gonna say that. But the MRSA sets is the same episode in actual physical happening to you in real life. The MRSA sets in when we have talked about it, we've done it, and you keep infecting me over and over and over and over again. If you keep exposing that wound to air and you're not putting any type of anything on it to make it be any kind of way better, which is love, it's gonna continue to get infected. And then this what happens. Then now we in gangrene and got to be amputated.
Gangrene. That's a mercy. That's mercy before gangrene. I'm learning something.
So listen. So with that said, now I got to be amputated. Now you was just saying earlier about cutting things off. Mm-hmm. Do you really need to cut off something that all you needed to do was just put love on it in the first place? So you have to come in and move pride to the side. You need to come in again and move that to the side. You understand what I'm saying?
There's a family member I so wish would come in and chime on this because it's so heavy on our family. Mm-hmm. It's so heavy on our family, and all it has to be is love. This is the thing, and it's not my place to say this, but I'm not going to say anything specific. But it's just I don't understand. These people have a thought. And off of their thought, as opposed to having some sort of resolution and talking about it and deal with it, they have this cutoff. Fuck y'all.
A lot of families have that.
I'm talking even to your parents.
Yes, a lot of families have that. That's what we're talking about it for. It don't have to be resonate to everybody. The reason why you feeling this so strongly because it truly do exist. Everybody have the way. I think to me, it lasts to me because I used to say that when COVID first happened, You know what I'm gonna say?
Yeah, you're stupid.
I said life is short, and I said, well, even with COVID, life is shorter.
Right.
Okay. Because everybody's walking around like I'm finna die tomorrow. Oh shit, really? Damn.
That's
okay,
how you said it. It sounds so
you
crazy.
finna die. You know what I'm saying? And it's so crazy. Look, I got a whole damn hazmat when I go to work every day. I got COVID patients over here. I got MRSA's patients over here. I got AIDS up the hall. You understand me? I see death in every angles. But the worst death there is the one that is anticipated before it actually happens.
You said the anticipation of death is worse than the actual death.
Yes. Yeah. The anticipation of death is much worse than the one that actually happens. And that's sad. But that's what I'm saying. So you be dying a slow death when you're no longer talking to your family, when you're no longer connecting with somebody that you built a bond with, that you can be bigger. And then sometimes we just need to know your lane. You know, that person being mad and they putting all this stuff in it. Like you said, it has everything to do with the root of what's going on with them than the surface. Mm-hmm. So every time you see me, I'm like, I got my shit together. I ain't tripping. I ain't getting no shit about it. Fuck yeah. I'm doing me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But when I go home and I'm sitting up and I'm sipping, I got all kind of Lenny Williams on and shit. You know what I'm saying? Or that one person they can talk to, which they doing the pillow talk to their husband, body looking at a man and say, I just can't stand it. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know why he do a damn thing to him. But to everybody else, so every time you see that person that you into it with, mm-hmm. they'll show number madness. That's why I say, if you stop looking at people, and I know this is also biblically too, but you stop looking at people for the realm of what you see on the surface of them and look beyond them.
Right.
If everybody walked around with a sign that said, I just need love. Mm-hmm. When you see them and you see that big ass sign that said, I just need love, I guarantee you're going to say something nice to them. You're not just going to, unless you just a flat ass, mean ass asshole. Yeah. You go if I got a big old sign to say I just need love.
Fuck, you need love for motherfucker.
Right now, you just got problems.
Shut your ass up.
See something wrong with you.
Shut your ass up with you. I need love sign ass no motherfucker.
Yeah, but if everybody took that type of mentality and pushed all that stuff and let their vulnerability come out and just say, yeah, you know what, real talk, you hurt me when you did what you did. That's not, you're not no punk or you're not no wimp or all that stuff because you do that.
I had to say it to a family member today. I had to say it to the family today. You have to be, it's at some point you have to let that part go. I'm going to be vulnerable and say, listen.
And it's not for them, it's for you.
It's for you. Let that shit go so you can mm-hmm. be liberated and free from all of that shit, because it's like life is short as fuck. We think we got time, and it's like before we know, it's like already.
Yeah, you think you got time, and
I got
you don't
3
got
grandboys already. Yeah. 3 grandsons already. 3 grandsons. All my kids out the house. 3. You got 4. And how it didn't take they came so you was just married. Shit. We just got you was just with your first baby. It just wasn't that long for your first child was born. It came so fast, and now that child got a baby. And
I know.
So not you don't have that long to be like
you don't have the time that you think you do. If everybody's walking around with their death date, I bet you would treat them different too. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying is just stop. If you change your mindset, I said this all the time. You change your mindset, you change your life.
Mm-hmm. What do you say, Juwan?
It's like the kids just went to college and I'm like still waiting for them to come home. And now they have family, they're married, and they got home.
Yep. And now they got their own situationships that they got to handle.
That's the same thing with me.
Believe me, I know what you're talking about.
I had my grandsons for the last 2 days. So that you're right, Kim. That's it's just mm-hmm. it's not. You have to let that shit go. And if you could tell somebody, hey, listen, I need a hug, or I was hurt. This is how I felt.
But everybody feel like that's like weak, and everybody feel like that, but that's not. That is not. That's what I want to dismantle that myth. That is not weak to sit there and say you walking around being mad is what's weak, because health is wealth. You killing your damn self, because while you sitting there being mad and angry, that person you mad at, they ain't losing no damn sleep about you being mad.
Mm. Basically exiled me because I outed him. And that is a cancer in the family.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So, not being able to talk or
Oh,
to
wow.
be quiet, people, it's like a rule of thumb. Like, you don't speak about it or whatever. You're the wrong person. You're victimized. Now, fast forward because we Bonnie and Clyde, and whatever stabbed you couldn't kill you. I'm that
Wow.
same child that has grown up.
Mm-hmm.
So family is different for other people, for other people, but you find love where love is given.
Mm.
And family is not always blood.
Right.
Family.
Yeah, that's exactly what we was talking about earlier. Family's not always blood.
I want to give us.
Blood is stolen all you got. Like for real. Blood, they said that blood, that love reaches the heart faster than blood can reach the vein. And I really believe if I had to wait on blood, I'd be dead. Because literally blood can kill you, but love, which is Christ, you keep that in your life. If you do have love, I don't care if you did whatever you did me, I still love you. But when I say distance, to take away the toxic behavior, you have to do that to heal. You cannot heal where you were hurt.
Mm.
So to learn to love people, love them where they are, and then start loving yourself. So it's okay to move on away from a family member. There are a lot of situations. If you are trying to go and help yourself,
Mm.
broken people break others, and I broke a lot of people trying to get fixed or not realizing I was broken.
Mm.
And that's a part of my ministry that I like to do now is building others needing new identity empowerment. That's what Bonnie stands for.
So Bonnie, we gotta. Unfortunately, your story, everything was great, and I would love to share that from the people that's on. They can't hear you,
I want to
so they
put you.
don't know.
I
We need
would
to bring
love
her
for you.
on Facebook or
I would
YouTube.
love to invite you
We're gonna
on,
take a break, but
and
we're
we're gonna
gonna need
take
to
a break.
bring
And
her
I want to
on.
invite you. We're gonna take a break, and I want to bring, if you got time, I want to bring you onto the other platform. I'll send you the link to come in. You can chime in on that
So
channel.
everybody can hear what
So
you
we can
just shared.
what you just said was really powerful, and it's going to be great on Instagram. But I want to, if you're okay with it, I would like to see it on Facebook and YouTube. So I'll send you the link, huh? Yeah, yeah. I'll send you the link and how to do it. So on here, send me inbox on here, and then I'll send you a link. I'll copy and paste the link, and that link it'll bring you right into this to the site we're on, which is on Facebook and YouTube. Okay, so just inbox here, and I'll know what to send it to you. I'll send it to you, and then we'll do a 15-minute break. And if you got time, we'll bring you in on that, and we want to share a story, or at least talk about that part of it, as far as expressing and keeping that distance from that family. You can inbox on Instagram, and inbox on either email, either one you got, and then I'm just gonna copy. I'm gonna send the link to you. I'm gonna bring you up on the screen, and you'll see it. Is that okay?
Like you are now on Instagram, but we're gonna bring you into our live over here.
Right. All right. Okay, guys, listen, we're going to do a 15-minute break. We guys want you to make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Please share this video to other people so they'll see us and know that we're on air and we're live and we're doing all these wonderful things. So we really, 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 really appreciate if you do that. So we'll be back in just a bit, and we'll talk to you in a few.
All right.
That's what's wrong. I see it now.
I know.
Not good. See if you can hear us now.
Bridget, can you hear us?
She can hear us now. Okay, that's it.
Can you hear us now, Bridget?
Yes, got this right here.
Okay.
Moscato, yes. That's a sweet radio. Mm-hmm. Both of them with Beyonce.
Yep. See, she know her stuff.
Testing 1, 2. I think you can hear us now because I added it to the stream. So let me know if you can hear us, Bridget. She might have left. But so anyway, the one person who's left.
She said, "Okay, good." Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna recap as much as I can because I talk out. You can hear. Thank you, Bridget, for letting us know.
Thank you.
So we was on Instagram and we had a fan to come on, and we trying to get her to come on now. She wanted to speak and tell her story about being harmed by a family member, literally raped by a family member, which also basically why she disconnected from family. Right. And with that said, that is one of the most, I would say, horrific things in a family that can happen besides your spouse sleeping with another family member and having kids and carrying on and just, and that is a lot. So what she was trying to share and want to share with is how she been basically all her life taught to basically be quiet, suffer in silence. And that's sad. That is so sad. But that culture within families, especially our family, us as black culture, I would say that's rough. It's like, but I feel like we're not in those times no more. I know your great grandmas and family said, and the older family says that, just like I shared this with my own mama. I said, Mom said, Mom, I don't like when elder people be saying things about people like, because you old, they don't want to, you don't want to disrespect you and stuff, but you can call people ugly and bald head and fat. But then when that person come back at you and say, well, your old ugly ass and bald head ass, fat ass hunging out, you glad you ain't getting no dick in your life. See, you see how bad that go? That can go bad real fast. Right. And I'm just saying, then your child want to beat that person up because you're talking to my mama like that. But if you ain't showing no respect, how the hell you expect you gonna get some? Yeah, so once you disrespected somebody's body, that platform of me gotta show up. What the hell you mean you mad I don't want to come? Because who there? You know what I'm saying? Especially if that person still walking around living their best damn life, but I'm suffering in silence from all the harm and the abuse that I've taken from you. And this is in a lot of families. I ain't gonna just say it's in a black culture. It's in white families too. Right. They might have been hid in a basement, beat the hell out of, and all that. That's just crazy, man. So what I'm just saying is that what is your out? How do you get through it? That's what I'm saying. I do not like anybody to silence me. I have to have a voice. And I can say, I'm going to share my own story. Growing up, and I have a sister currently right now that is schizophrenic because I watched her be raped for over 9.5 years. That was the worst thing in my life. And with a young girl seeing that, it was absolutely horrible, horrific. Okay. And with everything said about that, you go somewhere within yourself and you have to learn to heal from that. You have to learn to heal. I, once again, didn't want what happened to me because it happened. It's not happening, okay, throughout my life. Control my life how I plan to show up. That's why a lot of times we go through things, it's not about you, it's about for someone else. And as hard as it may be, just like Oprah shared it, she had a baby and she got pregnant by her uncle or cousin. Okay. And everybody's like, oh, wow, and it's just so catastrophe. It's such a huge detrimental thing. But as rich as she was, as rich as Tyler Perry is, he don't have nothing to do with his dad. And she didn't have really nothing to do with her mother. I'm rich, so I'm going to take care of you in that aspect. But that's a duty that I'm doing because of that, but not because I choose to have some type of, connection with you other than you being my mother. So that's why we can say people can be your friends. And it's the way you operate and interact with them on a daily, you know what I'm saying? And how they are in your life that matters. That person can matter to you and they're not your blood. But I can imagine my life not being with this person. That person, the loss of them is damn near like losing a limb. And it ain't always a spouse. You know what I'm saying? People that been in your life that you know that got you. If you got that person in your life that's making you laugh, you can call when you sad, mad, bad, good, or indifferent, or just plain ass ignorant, you might want to hold on to them because they rare as hell.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just facts. Like, really, I'm gonna tell you, I have a friend of mine, and it was something I couldn't do. And I couldn't get to him. He was going through something, but I couldn't get to him. And I said, I'm so sorry. By the time he told me, I literally, and I am that friend, I literally couldn't get a flight to get to him. And I was so messed up. So I stayed at the airport, though. I was waiting for the first flight that I can get out because I knew he needed me to be there. He was losing his mother. He was just at a loss. And so I couldn't be there. And he said, listen. So I ended up not able to go. I just couldn't get out. We were snowed in and I couldn't go. So he had to go through it by himself. But it hurt me so bad because that person meant something to me and I wanted to be there. So at the end of the day, I didn't hear from him from like a week after. He was, going through what he was going through, I guess. But I was like, damn, he ain't talking to me because I wasn't there. So out the blue, a month later, he calls me. And this is what he said. I said, hey, how you doing? I'm so sorry. I said, please don't be mad at me. I'm so mad. See, when you show up like that, it's because you don't care about it. You're not looking at that person looking at you like, I ain't got to kiss your ass. Look, I tried to make it. I showed you. That's how we been. You can't be like that. You have to show the vulnerability so that platform can be created. So I automatically came off saying, like, I felt bad. I didn't give a damn what his feeling was. I felt bad. I couldn't make it. It wasn't even an excuse. I should have left a day earlier. I was thinking of all kinds of scenarios.
Right. Thanks.
He simply said one thing. He said, Kim, he said, listen. He said, I couldn't talk to nobody. Damn near couldn't walk. He said, Kim, they put me in the hospital. I'm just getting out. You're the first person I called. I passed out at my mama's funeral. I was like, what? He said, yeah, damn, they had a heart attack.
Damn.
He said, so that's why you haven't heard from me. He said, well, let me tell you something. You mean too motherfucking much to me for me to be mad over you about anything. You know how many times you showed up in my life when not asked, without question? I just turned around, you tell me I'm at the airport. So when somebody else says that to you, you don't think that because I'm just doing me. I'm just being Kimmy Kim, being the friend I'm supposed to be. I'm not doing that thing. But little things matter to somebody in a big way, and it shows up. But when it's your family, it's supposed to be presumed. It's supposed to be expected. But we stopped doing that. We stopped telling each other as family members, I actually love you. Damn. You know what I'm saying? I actually care about you. I just told my sister the other day, she's like, I don't know what to do with it. I said, listen, sis, I got you. I got you. Whatever I got to do, I got you. If I got to get off work, I don't give a damn how tired I am. I'm going to get on the road and I'm going to come up. I'm going to show up. That's all I'm trying to say to people. You need to show up. You need to stop hiding behind shit because you worry about what somebody going to think or feel because you don't want to be vulnerable. And that's how it be. Like, shit, they don't know me like that. They know Kimmy Kim is being strong. I don't trip. I don't this and that. Listen, everybody needs that in their life. And if you can't be vulnerable with your closest person or your family, then shit, you ain't going to be vulnerable with no damn body. You going to continue to suffer in silence. Really, that's it. And that's what families are doing. And it's sad. It's really sad because you're missing out. Time is going by. Your kids are getting older. Your grandparents and your elderly family members and aunties and uncles are getting older. It's just sad.
We talked about that earlier when we were talking about how there's the culture that's got to be reset. Everybody talking about we've been saying this for years, you got the generational curses.
Yes.
And the generational curses is basically a generational habitual practices. We do this shit for over the course of our lives, and we do like that same thing she was talking about, like everybody being silent about the molester in the family.
Right.
Okay. The abuser, the uncle that gives the fucking inappropriate hugs and shit. The auntie that be calling people fat and saying some crazy ass shit about people that make you not feel comfortable. Talking about how you cook and whatever, how you look. Or the shit you talk about how about somebody back because they didn't have a kid yet. They ain't get married yet. Making the woman feel bad because she ain't get married and have a kid. That kind of shit is all those things are a part of why people don't want to fuck with you. This is why you don't want to deal with these families. It was crazy. We did this. We had a segment. We talked about the holidays, about how people this past year, people were starting to be really honest about not kind of skipping the holidays. Like, I'm not gonna see my
you can miss me with that. I won't be there for Christmas.
And it was like people started like, you ain't got to go because you got to deal with this this uncle, nobody want to acknowledge that this motherfucker has raped and touched and molested kids throughout the family. And they 30 years old now, and he's still there. You got to act like everything's good on Thanksgiving.
Or people, I know this might sound a little petty, but it's true. I don't feel like I want to go, and everybody said, no, this is not my family. But this is something I'm talking about because I know they do this every time. It's a certain aunt that they don't like to eat her food, but she always cooking, and they just feel like the food is nasty, but nobody has the balls to tell her.
Right. She want to make the biggest pot.
She always want to make the biggest pot of everything, and then everybody be like,
her shit's always left over. Taking it home with her. Now y'all take no,
we're not taking shit. And then get mad. But nobody eat none of my.
That's suffering silence. They're not dealing with shit. That stuff that happens as you growing up as
stop
teenagers.
communicating.
Just stop. Y'all, we stop communicating. We're not dealing with shit. It's like we need to actually come to the table and deal with this shit.
Because I'm family.
I'm not saying start shit.
Right.
Like, okay, I don't like your beard.
Right.
That's not okay.
Delivery is everything.
Everything.
It is everything. The way you deliver any type of message, you can say two things, and you can say one thing in two different ways. And then you either gonna say, you know what, I fucking love your motherfucking ass. See, I fucking love you. That's why I fuck with you. But I want to whoop your ass, but I fucking love you. Right. You know, then you like, well, damn. Or you can say, I love you, and you know what I'm saying? I don't want you to feel the way you feel. Which one you think I'm gonna win that person to even engage to talk to me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then you know the culture of your family. If y'all do the first one, the way I express, some families are like that. That's just the way they is. They just, you know what I'm saying? Then there's other family that talk and they don't. Or it's another family that they don't say none of that. Mm. They just like go over it. And them to me is the ones that I feel suffer the most in silence.
Right.
Because they suppress it all the way down. And then on the surface, they look. And I just say that's fake kicking it. I don't do that fake kicking.
That shit.
That's fake kicking it. Listen, I'm not finna be talking and acting like nothing have happened. You want to act like there's nothing, and let's address the whole damn elephant and monkey in the room.
Elephant, monkey, tiger, all of them.
Yeah, let's bring all the animals out. You know, we damn near might have to pull the goddamn furniture outside. I'm just saying. But you need what it is. You got to show up so you can show out as a family.
Right.
You really do.
Yeah. So I don't know. So this is a heavy segment. I don't know if she's going to jog in shot. Give her the link. She said she responded back, but this was a heavy segment, and it can get heavier. Yeah. But it's
family is hard.
Family is difficult. It's so many moving parts to it too. It's so many moving parts variables, and so many different. She said it can't get in. I don't know why not. Let me try something else. Okay, hold on.
You come at the door?
No, not them. This is getting this. Okay, hold on. Let me see.
Just hold on 1 second. We just trying to. The young lady we was talking about wanted to come on, so we were going to allow her to come on and talk. So in the meantime, with bringing them on and talking about family, I would say even in friendship, you know, we fall out over petty stuff. And I was saying earlier that, you know, the commonality of whatever you and that person became friends in the first place, try to hold on to that. Because at some point, it was the reason why y'all became friends.
Right.
Because otherwise, you know what I'm saying? I think sometimes we just get so complacent, guys. We get so like, you know, I don't got to do nothing extra. I don't got to, you know what I'm saying? But you know what? Extra is not bad. And then it all depends on what's your extra. You know what I'm saying? And then if you want to get acknowledged for something, don't assume that that person feel what you feel when you're doing whatever you're doing, that they should automatically acknowledge you. How about you bring it to the table and say, this is what I'm giving you. You might not notice, but this is that extra that I'm giving you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes that got to happen as well. We just got to see things for what they is, accept things for what they're not.
Right. I'm trying to see. So I'll try to send the link again, guys. So we're trying to.
We'll see if she comes on.
Come on, yeah. I'm trying to see if we try one more again. Let me see if I can ask email. Last time I think I sent one. I sent it through an email.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
So we'll
this.
try.
We're
We'll
gonna try
try
this
to
one more
bring it
time.
on.
So,
Bring it on one more time.
oh wow, thank you so much. Good friends.
Mhm,
Yes,
mhm.
thank you.
So here on the sip and here, I just
Thank you, guys.
have
Thank
to
you so
say
much.
this,
Appreciate
you know,
guys.
y'all know we are sipping and spilling all the time,
Mhm.
but for some reason, you know, we didn't have the sip.
We did. We had some.
So we have
some.
some.
Ooh,
Oh,
man, I made a whole big mess. Okay.
oh, let me take two.
Oh yeah. Yep. That was a big one.
I think it was shooken.
That's so yeah. I got to get it off of that. That's the big thing. That's
Off
the
what?
problem.
Oh yeah.
All right. So,
Just hold
guys,
on, y'all.
Yes, give us a
We
second.
just we make we making it do what it do. We making it do what it do. So I would say my one of the Kimmy gems that I would like to share with people is that when it comes to family, they shapes us and makes us for who we are today. Give them a shout out. Give that extra love. Tell someone you love them that you haven't told that you love them. To all my family, I love you. We might not have talked. We might not have, for whatever reasons. It really doesn't matter. But you can mean it from the bottom of your heart of just saying where you at with them and what you would like. And I'm going to say my platform, my door is open. It's not about when you reach out to me and I don't reach out to you. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. At some point, we just got to get to the point where we just take off the layers, peel it all back, and just go for what we know. Because that's really the only way we're going to be able to get to stuff in the first place. Otherwise, you're really truly not living if you sit up here walking around living in a bubble. You know what I'm saying? You're only peeking out with certain things and certain people. But if you really want to truly live your truth and live your life and have all the freedom and everything that is to come to you, then you have to stand in your truth. Because you can lie to yourself and lie to everybody else. But when you lie to yourself, it's always a reminder. Like, you know, you really need to stop all that lying. Just go on to the truth. Just tell the truth. You know, I'm talking about when you just talking to yourself. You know, then you start lying to yourself, talking about, well, I'm just going, it ain't nothing but a low lie. You know, I'm just gonna act like when I see them, I ain't gonna say no shit. I ain't gonna. You be doing all that. You talking and doing all this to yourself. So at some point, I think to really engage and have the family that you want to have, you gonna and be involved with the family you want to be involved in, you gonna truly have to make it your business to be open minded, and be free about it. Mm-mm. So one moment, Ed is getting some stuff that he wasted. Y'all saw live. He wasted. So we're trying to get it back on here. Whew, 1 second, y'all. I can't take that smell.
The white smell or the other?
Yeah, that's wrong.
Okay, get some water. Okay, guys, we got the. It's not the first little emergency situation, guys. We're so sorry. I feel so embarrassed. These are the words that I say. You can't even see me. They can hear me though. Thanks for bearing with us. I know I was afraid that she gets banned in the ship. You just like, I can't do it. I know. You said I have to abandon the ship. Yo, I said I'm gone. Get all this mess. I'm sorry. Okay, almost.
Them films will kill you.
Right. Right. Can you do me a? I'll be right back.
What you need?
To do this. I think I should have sprayed that out. Yeah, I know, right? Oh, that's what happens when you go live, guys.
Things happen live.
I sprayed some of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we really is here. We really is here.
I don't know what I did.
Mm.
Are you okay? You surviving? Are you making it okay?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's making
it You're so big, like, yes, I am fucking.
I am fantastic.
I am whack as hell. Okay, guys, listen. Ha. Joke's on us. Woo! We're going to try this again. Huh?
You put that on there like
Yeah.
that? Oh, you need this.
Huh?
I can tell you how to get that on.
Okay, I had to hurry, but I couldn't, I still can do it. Huh? Won't you do that?
It's a lot of it in there?
Yeah.
Okay, y'all.
Okay, so sorry.
I don't really care about this.
You don't care about the wine no more?
No, I do.
You don't care? You get the wine, huh? All right, guys. Can you smell? Are you okay? This is so embarrassing. These are our bloopers, guys.
This is the reason why.
This is why you like to edit this shit. You don't like doing it,
Yeah. Yeah. But it is what it is. We rocking with it. Just baking soda. Yes. Yeah. So we spilled, guys. And we spilled a lot.
Yes.
And I know I'm the spill, but I wasn't spilling the wine. I ain't spilling that.
Well, I did. So today,
But it's an
she usually call me sip, and,
Right.
and she spilled. But today I'm spilled. Shit.
It happens.
Okay.
Yeah, so you could have paused this though, really.
I still can. You can.
Okay, how would
But it doesn't matter. We look
You
kind of
already
silly.
Okay.
Okay, guys. We're sorry. It is really, listen, this is what happens when you do a show. Okay.
Listen, I'm
am
not
trying my
going to
best.
explain anymore. That's just what happened.
It is what it is.
We
God
getting it
bless the
cleaned
ministry.
on up because we got to still see this.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't trying to mess with and have to do a lot of explaining why things is getting damaged. Why
She
he just
might be
supposed to
watching
be doing
us
a
right
show.
now, like, God damn it.
What the hell? Okay, Bonnie is here.
You're so. There we
It
go.
ain't me. It ain't me, wife. It ain't me.
You're so funny.
I'm gonna make sure it get taken care of. There, you better believe that. I'm gonna make sure everything is good when you.
Okay. Well,
Hey guys,
look, I have a question I have to ask y'all.
Okay.
It's about a sibling, all right?
Okay, here we go.
Okay. It's on my brother's side. I mean, on my dad's side. So, he has 4 kids with 4 baby mamas, all right?
Okay.
So, so I normally give them, as an uncle, I normally go and buy 'em stuff and everything. But for Christmas, I had called him and I said, look, I know he couldn't do it. I said, look, I'm gonna go and all the kids, I'm gonna go take care of them for Christmas. You don't have to get nothing.
Got it.
All right. So, a situation happened where my money was tied up, and it was going to be probably like 2 days after Christmas where I could get everybody their stuff.
Got it.
So Christmas Day, he called me and told me, hey man, what's going on? I said, look, ran into a little situation. I said they're gonna have it. Give me a day or so. Yeah, I'm gonna give everybody what they want for Christmas. Everybody.
Got it.
So he called me back and cursed me out. Told me I wasn't nothing. Um, my wife ain't nothing. The kids ain't nothing. Your kids ain't nothing. And I don't know why I mess with you anyway and stuff like that. So that was a text. I'm sorry, he didn't call. That was a text message.
Damn.
So I'm looking at the text message, and at first I was gonna let it go, but then the petty inside me said, no, I can't let this go. I can't. So I called him back. I said, dude, what's going on? Oh, I mess with you and stuff like that. I said, hold up. I said, they're going to get everything they want. I said, just give me a day. So from that day on, I cut him off. And that's been like 6 years. I haven't talked to him in 6 years. So am I wrong?
I
don't sip on that tea. I see you sipping on tea.
I see. Yeah, I see. I wouldn't say So what when you called him after he made that message to you, what was he saying when you verbally talked to him?
Oh man, it's so vulgar that I don't even know if I can say it, but
I know he was texting, talking mess on the text, but then when you called
yeah,
him, still he had that same energy.
yeah, but I had more energy than he had, so it was like he was still mad, but I was over talking him where he couldn't say anything,
You was
and
gone. You was gone. You was on red. Okay.
yeah, I was done, and after I hung up the phone, the first person he called was my mom, our mom, and yeah, tell your son don't call me no more,
That's your
and
actual brother.
yeah, yeah, that's actually my baby brother. So yeah, it's been like, no, hold up, it's been longer than that. Hold up, it's been like 8 years. But the kids don't suffer because I still go and see them. I still go see my oldest niece and
I
everything, and I still give her things and everything, and but the other siblings they moved out of town, but my oldest niece she's still here, and I look she's my world right there, but I just don't mess with him. I can't.
what do you think, Kim and Kim? What do you think about that?
I can't repair that.
Do you want me to?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
please.
So earlier, I know I just follow his lead. But earlier he had made a statement. He made a statement about when you give money to a family member, okay, or you say you're going to give money to him. He said he don't. You just give them what he can. You don't give the house. And
Right,
most of the times when somebody and I gave a story about trying to do an investment with a family member and then it don't work out. Pretty much, and he broke it down and say it really wasn't an investment, but the person that was mad about it is simply for the fact that they didn't get what was promised to them.
right,
So
right.
in your case, I'm gonna tell you why. You said you can't do him, and you said the kids don't suffer, but
Yeah,
actually they do. I'm gonna tell you how.
uh,
You can still have a relationship with the children, but the children ain't seeing the real love, and that is their fathers coming together. Because when they can see that, that's what that generational love is going to help them when they deal with a cousin, friend, or family, or their very own family. Just
right,
because you still can go by the kids, it's easier with the kids. You know what I'm saying? It didn't affect them and hurt them the way they did. But your brother is angry with you because you gave him a dream that you couldn't sell on. For whatever the reasons were, it doesn't matter. In his mind, my Christmas gift was going to be gone. My brother going to take care of that. So
mhm,
he did whatever he did, and he depended on that. So you
right,
might say, well, I shared with him and told him, give me a few days, but those few days came after Christmas. So
right,
on Christmas Day, in his mindset, his kids didn't have what they were supposed to have. And he put all that on you because what you said. So basically, for me, Ed said, you don't sell your house, but I say don't write checks your ass can't cash. You
right,
understand what I'm saying? Like you don't have to say this and that. So I'm gonna say this. It's different when you say, you know what, I'm saying I want to take care of everybody. You know what I'm saying? And I'm let you know, but you still do what you need to do for Christmas. You know
right,
what I'm
right,
saying? But you do what you do. Don't put it on you to where they sold it. Because some people, like your brother, he's solely complete dependent on you to do that delivery for Christmas. You was Santa Claus, as you will. And so when you didn't come up and show up in your, fat suit and come on and give his kids what he thought, you ain't shit to him. You just messed up his whole Christmas. So
right.
now it's 8 years later, as you say, and y'all ain't talking over some goddamn presents that never got wrapped or open.
True, true, true. All
So
right.
then that's when you sold him the dream. So go pick it up and put it back on his lap. Meaning that, listen, I don't know what you did. I told you, just own that part. That's really all you got to own. Now, it might sit, it might not. You let 8 years go by. Okay. So I'm going to own this because he can't tell you this if you tell him. Listen, I know what I told you, and I meant that. That was coming from love, bro. That's what I wanted to do.
Right,
But situation happened, I couldn't do it. You know
right,
what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I'm not the brother that won't show up and show out for you. You know what I'm saying? So you depending on me, and I'm sorry I wasn't able to deliver at that day. But that don't mean you can't show up many more days. And I need you to forgive me for that, bro, because how long me and you gonna be mad at each other over that?
Right, right.
Your kids
But
growing up and everything. So you might have to take that first walk. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
don't look at it as a walk of shame. Don't look at it as,
You
this
ain't.
nigga
It ain't. It
called
ain't.
me, text
It ain't.
me,
It
cuss
ain't.
me out.
You ain't no punk. You ain't no host
Right.
guy. You ain't no weak ass motherfucker. It ain't none of that. It's a matter of, see. This is how I look at it. This is why I tell you, because this is how I look at it. I always look at the room, right? And I look at who's in the room, and I try to see if there's other sharks in the room, or I know. Case in point, I'm a big brother. You're a big brother. So when it comes to my brothers, I know I'm the bigger brother. Meaning, unfortunately, sometimes I have to take the higher role because I'm the person who knows how. It's like being if you are a doctor or an attorney or a realtor, you are the professional, which means they expect you to be the one that knows how to navigate, how to fix this. Even if they fuck up, they rely on you. You are the authority having jurisdiction. You are the authority. You are the boss. You are the man. And so because you are the man, or because you are in this position, people rely on you. You have to understand that it's like Spider-Man and Superman. With great responsibility or great power, you get great responsibility. Unfortunately, as the big brother, and you did say you were going to do it, and he did disrespect you, and I feel you for defending yourself. But now you defended yourself. He know you ain't no hoe. He know you ain't no punk ass punk. Now you got to tell him, yo, okay, listen. I told you that. Like I agree with him. I told you what I said, and I couldn't come through. I'm sorry. Shit happens, and I get it. I'm not saying you should supposed to be cool with it. It hurts your feelings. Christmas, people be killing each other for Christmas. You already know that. Motherfuckers be robbing people trying
You
to get
ain't
Christmas.
never lying.
Christmas stressed up so many people out, and he was stressed out about it, and he knew you had it. So now, okay. I'm not tripping on you not being shit happens. I got you. I got you back on that. However, as the bigger person, because the situation is what it was, it is. I will put it in your hands to put out to extend the olive branch and say, yo, it's been so long. I feel bad about what I did. You made me feel crazy bad, but you came disrespectful. Anybody, I don't give a fuck what's going down. Nobody's gonna sit there and just be like, at that moment, it was heated. I'm not that dude. You know that. I've proven to you that I'm not that dude. However, let's go ahead and get it. Let's keep it cracking. I'm sorry. And then you make that apology. At that point, it's all for me. I apologize. It was what it was. You still got your relationship with your nieces and nephews or whomever his children are. You still good on that. You still made good on your promises on that. And now he's off of you. Hey, bro, I love you. I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry. We should not have been talking, man. Because if something happens, if something happens to your brother,
That's the last memory you got.
You're gonna be fucked up.
Right.
You're like, damn.
Yeah.
All over some goddamn promise that you made. Because listen, at the end of the day, what you was promising was from love in the first place. Being the big brother, wanted to, kind of shield that load. You buying all their Christmas gifts. Hell, I wouldn't have bought nothing either. But when you didn't show up and you delivered, he put that on you. But that's still on him as a man. He got to accept that you can't put your all that into anyone. That was writing a check his ass couldn't cash on that end. But at the end of the day, and then it affected his kids, so he feel like, damn, I didn't show up. I wasn't Santa Claus like I wanted to be. You know what I mean? So, what you did, and I know him disrespecting you, because just know that when he was texting you and saying what he was saying, he was angry and hurt because you took the dream away. You know what I'm saying? Beyond all that anger, it's always love up under that. That's where that's coming from. And what's keep fueling the fire is all the other little extra small shit that is just irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? You like, bro, we done wasted all these years. Like, damn. That's what I'm saying. It's stuff. It don't be the big things that be breaking people up. It be them little small things.
Christmas
I'm telling you.
Shit. I mean, it seemed like a big deal that day, but shit on the 26th, you already know Christmas be all dope, and then
hell, because I go shopping on the 26th. The hell?
Christmas be all hype.
Your ass the day after Christmas.
You do all this Christmas shopping, all this celebration. I get the whole house together and stuff like that. Then it's 5 o'clock in the evening. It's like, man, Christmas is over. It's like you open gifts. It's like busting. It's like busting. You do all that busting, then when you bust, it's like, all right. You know what I'm saying?
Get your goddamn shoes and be at the door.
Like, let me go. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is that, so I think that not to be like that. I think it's for you to extend the olive branch and and say, "Yo,
Mhm.
it's been too long. I'm the big brother. I'm the brains. I'm the big brother. I'm the one with the,
And
you know what I'm saying?"
and listen, I'm gonna hold you accountable for it. I need you to come back on and tell me that conversation that you had, and I want to hear about that shit happen 2, 3, 4 months from now. You, because God had us to talk about family for you and a lot of other people,
Beautiful. Well, look.
so you can get it off you.
On that note, I'm about to give it to Bonnie. I'm gonna go think about that one on a drink. I'm about to go think about that one. You want to take yours?
Hey,
Hey,
only got a drink. I don't have a drink. Oh my
oh,
God.
it's okay.
You
This
too.
sip and spill, you just chilling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you too. We went and got us a little sweet red, little she like Moscato and all that. I usually be sipping on because I usually sip on some dark. I usually do me some
You got some time. There you go.
You want
whiskey.
taco on the floor?
Oh,
Okay.
I usually do me like a little whiskey. I usually have me a whiskey in here, and then at the cigar lounge, I'm a little whiskey with my cigar, and we be chilling. If I don't know if you've seen our show, but at the cigar lounge. Sometimes we try to do it on the Instagram just goes off in an hour, and so we put that on the whole other device. So what we normally do is we're always on Facebook and YouTube, and then
Mm-hmm.
we'll go and later we put it on Instagram. So yeah, so this is always on. So if you want to come on again next time, let us know. But
Yeah, we
yeah,
definitely
so
want you on the. I can extend that for when at the end of the month we're going to be doing Women Tell All, but I'm picking only 5 women to be on the platform for that. But that's going to be a
would you want on that one?
really big show. But I want you to talk about this right now because we've been kind of waiting for you. And you were saying before you left
Right there.
that you shared something very, very personal, which a lot of women don't have the power to do. So I want to go ahead and tell you and give you that right now that this platform is simply for women like you that can be able to say, this what happened to me, and you can stand in it, own that, and say, this is how I feel from that situation. So I want you to share with us what you share with us, what happened to you, and where you at on that today.
Thank you for the platform for that too.
Mhm.
Um, first of all, we were talking about family, so and forgiveness and everything. It's a little bit different because I grew up in a family that exiled me because I was raped by my uncle at 12 years old, and I didn't understand why I was exiled. I was sent to live with someone that wasn't my blood. I thought was my grandmother, but she wasn't.
Mm,
And me and my mom didn't have a great relationship. But I always felt like I was a problem. I was the only sibling that was like living with this family here, and nobody was kin to me. So family is not something that I kind of like grew up with. I did have 2 siblings that were younger than me. So I was when my mom did get me back, as I was taken out of the home because I did spill the tea on my uncle, and I don't know what came out of that.
mm,
The family kind of like sheltered him, and now, oh, he's so old and he's so this. I don't feel like I was vindicated with that. I don't feel like I had a voice. I was told whatever happens in my house stays in my house. And me being 45 right now, I have kids. I realize now that that was wrong. So the people that were in charge of protecting me really aided and abetted in making sure this person got off.
mm,
I didn't understand the full extent of that, and just to feel the hate that I felt. I didn't ignore the signs. I mean, I did ignore the signs because I actually would not talk about it. People say, don't talk about it. You're never going to heal from it because you keep talking about it.
mm,
But that's the worst advice that you could ever give someone, because that's like keeping something toxic in the inside of you. And it's like a dirty secret that it's killing you every day. They didn't ask you what happened, and everybody would not let you talk about it. So now at 45 years old, when things come out and it's all over Facebook, like, this happened to me, or what happened to that situation, what happened, how he get to live, how he get to have kids, that he go to college, and become attorneys, and what happened to me. My situation was, my mom was on drugs, and we were the children of a drug addict. So nobody cared, who what she did. She had to steal to get what she had to get or whatever. She watched everybody's kids. She was just the one that was just thrown away. I buried my mom in 2019, and still with all the questions that I had, I felt broken. And I fought a lot. I grew up fighting. So they used to call me Baby D because I had so much hate and anger in the inside of me. I felt like somebody started this flame and this fire, and nobody wanted to put it out. Like they broke me, put me on a shelf for somebody else to buy me, not knowing, they were about to buy something that's broken. It took a long time to learn how to talk. It took a long time to learn how to articulate my words without the emotions that would stop me. It took a long time to even to write a book about Bonnie, which is building others needing new identity empowerment, because I didn't like who I was. Whatever he saw in me that made him do what he did, I wanted to erase. So Bonnie had to become somebody different. They said, oh, you got 17 personalities. I did. Every time I got hurt, I switched to a different personality. Forwarding to today, I feel like my spirituality, God saved me. My dad, I never knew who my dad was. So that was always something, families always, that's another thing with family. Families do things that are toxic that we overlook sometimes. Like we might call it roasting, or we might call it ribbing each other. I grew up in a family, we can make you laugh. So that's one of my big qualities too, but I try not to duplicate what was done to me at this point. Whatever I used to do, if I was duplicating it, I stopped because I know how I feel. Nobody knew how I felt to be the darkest one. Nobody knew how it felt to be the bastard child because nobody knew who my daddy was. Nobody knew how it felt to be the fat one, or it was always something wrong with me. And I didn't know why. And I was not protected. I was raped. I have other siblings. Why me? Why did I go through this? What did he see in me? And why didn't nobody protect me? It came, so my family, who's now, he gave their life to God. Let me tell you something. God is the reason that I'm saved, because that saved a lot of people's lives. But that don't make an excuse for you to step on this person's life. I had to heal on my own. I mean, if your arm, if you get like you said, gangrene, if you get gangrene in it and you could catch it in time and you cut the arm off, you're going to heal. But whatever you heal without, you really can't reattach in the same way. You get either a prosthetic or something like that, but you can't go back to that same arm. You can't heal where you were broken. You have to acknowledge that you caused this pain. You have to acknowledge that, hey, look, when you come around me, I'm not going to lie and tell you, oh yeah, everything was just fine. Yeah, y'all were just great. No. You have to acknowledge, hey, I know I hurt you. I know that, maybe I was going through some things at the time. I don't know. But not allowing a child at 12 years old to tell their story allowed more kids to be broken. Now you have a whole situation now. And he was my favorite. He wasn't my favorite uncle, but he was right under there. He was like my uncle I thought was going to protect me.
Yeah, you trusted him. Yeah.
I trusted him. He was my blood. I feared my mom's boyfriend more than I feared my uncle. I'm like, my uncle here today, so you're not going to mess with me. I was running from my mom's boyfriend because I was built at 12 years old. I was, I had hips and, whatever you want to call it and everything. And I didn't know that that's something that guys, men look at and stuff. I grew up where you don't have girls sitting on men laps and stuff, and I thought I was really protected. I think my breaking point with everything was I realized that I had to fully break because I was breaking in pieces. When I start spilling the tea as I'm angry, because things come out when you're angry, I wasn't letting it all come out. Nobody was answering me. I hated that. Don't y'all hear me screaming? I'm hurt. Nobody encouraged me. So they wonder why I fought a lot. They wonder why, I was quiet. I was an introvert. I wasn't an introvert. I just didn't want to talk to them because I was told I wasn't an introvert because I talk to people now. So I grew up without that love. My mom hated the fact that I outed her brother. And I never got that love, and I was staying with someone that, she eventually passed away and I was not. So I was not ever put in a place of, I'm sorry. Now it's like he's older now. And I really, even when my mom passed away, I gave her the funeral that she wanted. All those people, I was face to face with this man. And I found out during my mom's death that she had been raped by a brother. and that several of her sisters had been raped. So they didn't know how to address my pain because they were hiding their own. And
Yeah.
I started healing just
Mm-hmm.
by that. The family was infested with pedophiles,
Mm-hmm.
wrong behavior.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, but I got grandkids, baby. I'm telling you, I'll be here, 3 hots in a cot. Anybody touch my grandkids, they could put it on the books. I was sit. I had a beautiful life. I hope they had one, but it's not gonna happen. Okay, not on my watch because that's how strong I feel about it.
Right.
And I never was told, the things that you tell to build up a little girl. I wanted to be a daddy's girl. I wanted to be a mama's girl. And I was just Cinderella, the one that was at the house that had to take care of the siblings. I babysat while, everybody did what they wanted to do. I was so happy to be on my own,
Mm-hmm.
but I promised myself I would never have my kids in that situation. So all I do is love. All we do, is show our kids love. They're older now. Our oldest is 30, and it's this man has showed me. I'm telling you, he saw me with baggage, and he, instead of him running, he put those baggage away with me, and that led into his situation with his family because I had a child, and this man took me and like, these are mine. And for 22 years, 23 years, we have been Bonnie and Clyde. I never seen nobody do what he do. When I gave up on life, I wanted to actually die. You have to people told me, keep forgiving, forgive this person. If they don't acknowledge and you don't get everything out, you're going to forgive and then you're going to hear something else and you're going to break. When I heard the whole truth, my mom said me, and I love her. God bless her as she lay in her grave. But due to drugs, it was a planned thing. She gave me to my uncle. It was something. And I found that out through an aunt. And where was the aunts? Okay, where was the aunties and the other uncles and all these families? She had nine siblings. Where was everybody? And I'm talking about, I love everybody. I did not know that I was going to grow up. And then when my cousins, who I thought I was so close to, when they have their private conversations, okay, because I said we are a family that ribs and we throw tea and salt. When you are the topic of something that's so sensitive that you haven't healed from, that breaks you. Am I ready for that conversation with them? Are they ready for my response? I had to go back and get strong. How do you do that? That's hard. You have to die and rebuild, just come back a million times. God wouldn't let me die. That's how I know no matter what, I will always believe in God because that's my best friend. I don't trust anybody more than I trust God. Rebuild. And I'm here today trying to do the same for others. But I had to get myself like, Dawn, you are broken, honey. I thought I had it together, corporate job, all this stuff. But if you're broken, depending on what broke you, that was huge.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been speaking, being a motivational speaker. I have been doing things that I was told I would never do. I'm good with cooking and cleaning and doing the odd and end jobs that people don't want to do. Why should kids do all that? But I'm talented. I'm doing things that they didn't want to give me credit for. And shame on them. And I left the toxic behavior. Okay? And people will love you. But I need more than love. What I need is commitment. What I need is loyalty. What I need is you to love me correctly. So we can require people to love us. Love can kill you. If you love me too much, men out here killing women out here killing men, children killing their parents because of love. I need more than love. So families do not get a write-off just to say we're family. Like I said, we can't make excuses for bad behavior. If that's the case, I can stay in an abusive relationship, which I was in, that I got out of. I could have stayed in that, but my family abused me too. Everybody that sit and watched and didn't say anything and helped him get away while they were trying to hide information. He worked in a place that he worked for something records. He lost his job because they found that he tampered with vital records. Well, he destroyed his file. And thanks to Katrina, a lot of things are lost. I didn't even think that I can reopen anything because I did everything I was supposed to do. I trusted the people around me. I was 12, so yeah, I fight hard for people, but I had to get me. I was broken. I realized I had to go fix me. And a family can break you. My husband's family, and I love them, and I teach him every day. I tell him every day, I teach him, but I'm a wife like this here. I loved my mama to the day she closed her eyes. I honored her to the day she closed her eyes, even when friends left me because they said, I can't do what you're doing. And you know, your family attacks me and stuff. And I had lost friends and a lot of relationships because of my family. But I stayed because, for one, I was just stuck on honor your mother. I did. I thought that love would conquer everything, but it was killing me. Even the doctor said I was done in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it led me to have anxiety, PTSD, um, all these things. My husband suffered over his family, his situations, him and his brother. His brother disrespected me, and I never knew that my husband. I like, tell him that's my car, but I was like, no, don't do that. But when his brother disrespected, you just, like, you with this person, and he read me the fifth degree. I guess that's a bad thing. You get with somebody, they have a child already, from the story, they don't care about nothing. You know, um, Shane is a great man. It's hard for a man to be with someone that has so much, but he didn't. He wouldn't leave. I even said, stay.
Yeah.
If he did, I'm gonna make you work throughout. But and we have nothing but fun. We just have fun and we laugh. But this man suffered. He suffered in silence for me, and he stood for me when I couldn't stand for myself because I was used to the abuse. He didn't. And he was like, he was not gonna let it happen. I honor that. That's love. So I walk away from the toxic behaviors. I don't care who it is. If there's no respect, you can love me and I can love you. I have to walk away because I have to be the mother to my kids, the grandmother to my grandkids now. I have to be the wife. I can't do that with all that extra baggage. And I want to be around to live. And then I want to make it look good. I don't want to be looking toe down. I don't want to look like what I went through. I'm going to make them think, wow, what happened to her? And if I can encourage somebody as I do that, then that's what I'm going to do. That's where I'm at with it. So family don't get a write off with that.
Right. And I think that's why. And I think we make that distinction beginning of the show. We make the distinction between those were your relatives.
Mm-hmm.
Shane is your family.
Mm-hmm.
The people that
Yeah.
rock with you, the people that let you be you, that allow you to be you, that fuck with you, that rock with you, that accept you, that's your family. And
Yeah.
it's unfortunate. It's so crazy because there's this understanding. It's this belief that I go by, and I think that statement that says you never know how strong you really are until being strong is the only option you have. It's like I think that we have to, in order for things to shift, in order for things to evolve, we almost have to be pushed. And somebody within that pushing or within that those walls closing in, someone has to be that. I don't want to call them the savior, the superhero, but somebody has to have that will, that desire. Someone's had to be called, or someone's had to be appointed to be the one to be that Moses, And it's unfortunate that it takes those moments. It's almost like people want to be strong, right? But they don't want to put in the work. And it's like they don't look at the time you get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, you working out, and your muscles are aching, and you're tired, and you have a hurt ankle, but they see the results. They see like she looked good, her body banging, whatever. But they don't see the work that you're doing every night. And sometimes it's that hard work, it's that shit that comes against you, that life that comes against you, that makes you come to the surface and call everything out and become strong for everybody else. Somebody has to be the catalyst for everyone else moving forward. And so
Somebody.
it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate in ways, but it's also is fortunate because somebody has to be the one to do it, because all this shit, all this little stuff that's kind of seeping in the underbelly of life and everybody's ignoring it. Like you just said, that crazy thing, when I heard you say that at this discovery, at the homegoing service, you was like, wait a minute, this shit was just, it was
I
a
was.
cesspool. It was like this stuff had been breeding. This ain't just happened to me. They didn't know what to do with it. They was mad at you because you called it out and they were not ready to deal with it. So I don't know. That's a really heavy stick. I really want to do. I don't know when we're gonna do the women's panel. I'm going to make sure. We got each other's information and stuff. We online. I'm always sending you videos and stuff on Instagram and stuff. So I'll make sure I reach out to you guys. But I'm thinking next week. Kim, you not next week on the women's panel. You don't know?
No, it's not next week. It's the end of the last weekend of the month. It's going to be Women's Tell All.
Women's Tell All.
It's March 26th, if I'm not mistaken. That's on a Saturday. It's going to be at Rucker's Cigar East Lounge. That's where I set it up with Nicole.
But I do so let me see. I got something on the 25th and I got something on the 27th. So March 26th, I don't have anything. But
I believe that's the weekend.
Yeah. So I want you to come on, and I would love to. We're going to give you, I guess, a template of kind of things we're talking about. I don't know if family be the thing, but we want to do a women's tell all, and we'll probably give you kind of our little bullet points to go through or whatever. And we'd love to have you on, and it'll be different than what we sent you there because it's every time we do a segment, it's a different link. So we'll send you that link for that particular day. And so I would love to have you on. And Bonnie, you guys are awesome and amazing. We haven't had a chance to really verbally talk to one another. Me and Shane talked a few years ago. We went down to New Orleans when his grandma passed, which is my mom's sister, Aunt Irma. So we came back. Yeah, I know you were there. And that's when me and him first, I was chatting with him on the way to Louisiana. They're in New Orleans. They're in New Orleans. And so
are y'all currently in New Orleans right now?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So hold up. Let me give you my itinerary. So I'm probably going to be there like April the something. And then I want y'all to make sure y'all take care of me whenever I get there. I expect for you all as family now, you know what I'm saying? To be able to pick me up and be able to come and do Now, I didn't hear you. What you say?
I say you need to ask other family. Hospitality is what I do. And everybody come over here to eat.
See, I'm going to tell you something about Kim and Kim. Right now, you might not know, Bonnie, that you in a relationship with me, but you are. So I'm going to tell you right now, you is definitely an extension. You is my sister already. Okay, so we're family. I'm coming to New Orleans. I want to pull up, and y'all be like, "That's Kim." I'm gonna be running to you like I've known you 25 years. So this is the way I want to close this show, though.
40. You've been till about 50 years now. I ain't even 50.
Years now, I got you. Whatever number you want.
She only 45 now. She got 50 years on you.
That's right.
Let me tell you. Before you got on here, I shared a little bit because you went there. I was able to put this on the platform here, and that is, I was saying that, and this is a segment that when we do Women's Tell All, it is going to be a section that we're just going to talk about women that was raped, molestation, from whomever, however, and where they at today, what they went through, because it really does. You just telling your story to me is a mic drop from where you at. That's your story, where you at, what you felt, and how you have went through that. And it's so aligned with what I wanted to close the show on and talk about when it comes to family, because that's one of the worst scenarios of any family, that they just truly suffer in silence. And that's what we were saying before you came on. Okay. I also I have experienced the part of my sister was raped for 9.5 years. And it was a mom thing. You know, it was, my mom was going through what she was going through, and then my sister was going through what she was going through. But I was going through as a child, it kept me from not speaking for years. I would not say anything. So with that said, unfortunately for me, hearing you talk is the voice that I wish my sister could have. My sister is 100% schizophrenic to this day because of that encounter. So you are beyond blessed to be able to tell your story. She never had that opportunity to do that. Her mindset went away with every time he raped her. With that stated, who she is today, and because I was not touched in any kind of way, I was blessed to where I was the one to get him put away, has always wreaked havoc on me. So even the people that don't go through stuff and they just be exposed to it, also, just like an alcoholic, and then other people go to Al-Anon because they the family member of the alcoholic. That's how I felt. And they don't have a such thing when you go with someone that, you know, a rape victim, and then you was exposed to the rape, but you can do. That's one of the worst things ever. So with telling that story, I never looked at any kind of family whatsoever the same. But yet I had another sibling that was suffering and never had a voice and never said nothing, that I too never came out and said I too was raped. And she also was going through the same thing. And so it's one of those things where we do suppress. But once I found my voice, I chose to never, ever, I didn't have to be, I didn't want to be tortured into silence. I don't want tragic to make me be silent. And I don't want whatever happened to me happened, not happening. So I don't want it to take control of how I show up in life. So my number one encouragement to you, that with everything you've been through, you're still here for a reason. Simply to just what you do right now, to tell that story and be able to share with somebody, no matter what happens to you, it doesn't have to be the way your story ends. It doesn't matter the way it begins. It's the way it ends. And you are in control of that. And sometimes we got to forgive people that truly don't need a forgiveness.
You have to forgive
them.
You have to forgive.
Yeah,
there's
it's you.
healing in forgiveness because you're pushing that negative energy off of you.
Exactly.
I'm sorry for the people
Yep.
involved.
Because if you don't, that thing will grow into something else. And it's not about you. But that's for all the family members that did not protect you. That's for all the family members that never said, hey, I think something's wrong with this young lady. That's for all the family members that showed up at your mama's funeral and looked at you like something was wrong with you because they knew they was going through their own hell and trauma. And they didn't have the voice because it was so unfamiliar to them to actually speak because you were speaking. So they didn't like the fact that they wanted to silence you. However, you was not being silenced. So with that said, a lot of times people turn down stuff because it's unfamiliar. A lot of people walk away from stuff because they don't know how that makes them feel. But sometimes if you walk to it and you pick it up instead of putting it down, you'll get through it. So on that note, we definitely look forward to having you, Bonnie, on our show for Women Tell All. We'd love to have you there to be able to share your story to a lot of women that's currently suffering right now, and they have not got out like you have. Or like myself, they have not got unexposed and truly just not going on with their life. With every time, and you said something earlier, you was like, it's sad that things can happen. It is. It's sad that tragic got to happen for us to wake up and be like, oh, damn, now I want to live. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like you walking around every day, all day, and you're fine, and all of a sudden, now I want to live. But you should have that same feeling every day. Every day is a purpose. Every day it's a continued purpose. And it doesn't matter. Every day that you wake up, you have a chance to start over. That is gone. So even if I was mad as hell all day Friday, I woke up Saturday, I'm happy as fuck. And then you need to run with that because no matter how hard, and you know that was horrific, everything you went through, you felt that you've been through it. Mm-hmm. Someone else went through something 10 times worse than that.
Right.
It do matter the way you show up in life because you never know who you inspire.
I wanted to be heard and not seen. So knowing I put myself through anger management because I was fighting. I was fighting. Why are you so angry? Because I had so much anger inside.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I'm no longer mad that it happened. I'm glad that it happened to me and not my other siblings because God may have known that I was stronger. I am a fighter. So I'm a fighter. It knocked me down, but it did happen to my other siblings. And when I found that out, because I was out of the house, that broke me. Did you have any guilt when that happened to your sister? Is what the question I have for you.
When I had a lot of guilt. I had a lot of guilt because I was way too little though. You know, I was way too little, but I wasn't too little that I didn't know what was going on. I mean, unfortunately for me, that was the first time I ever saw a penis. I was like, what in the hell is that? But I was silenced, not because I was told that I couldn't talk about it. It's because I was so traumatized that I did not want to speak. So I didn't speak for 3.5 years. So when I finally got to a person that came in my life and helped me and put me through church and I was able to talk, and then they asked, why don't this child talk? And I know nobody's never asked me that. So when I was asked that question, that was the day that I spoke, because then I felt the platform to speak. And I
Nope.
said, this is why I don't talk, because this and that and another happened. So with my sister, when it was happening to her, she was getting more and more withdrawn in life. And I kept saying that she needs help. But once again, I was too small to be able to put her in that position to get help because I was removed. Okay. So then going on later in life, as my sister got older, as I got older, I'm able to address and know how to talk to her. Um, we had the most candid conversation. And I feel like this is truly before she was 100% diagnosed with schizophrenia. And she said to me was that I wanted to make sure that I always protected you. And I said, she said, I just want you to know I always wanted to make sure that I protected you because we both slept in a twin size bed. So she said that she will cuff me up under her so he will always grab her first.
Mm.
So at the end of the day, like again, I was too young, but she said the very thought that if he would have did that to me, she said would have killed me. So I would rather him done it to me than to ever touch you because you were going to always be innocent. So to hear that as a grown adult, for my sister to tell me that you talking about the guilt, it was beyond guilt. It was beyond. It was like, but my other sister, not knowing, had been suffering, but she just was quiet about it. Didn't never knew was ever going through none of that. So with that said, as life went on, that's why I wrote a book called Family Secrets, Secrets Untold.
I'm writing mine now.
People don't want to talk about it. I get it. I understand you don't want to do, but I'm gonna tell you something. Silence don't do nothing. It does absolutely nothing for you. And it's not, and like I said, delivery is everything. You and I sitting here having a common conversation as if we was just on the phone. But for everybody that's listening to this and when they come out live, they know somebody that this may and have happened to. And at the end of the day, if Oprah Winfrey couldn't be quiet about it, and she came and her platform and still was successful, because I'm gonna tell you something, success, the elevator is broke on that success story. Okay, you
Yes.
need to take the damn stairs and take one step at a time, and that's all I've continued to do in my life, and that's what has made things be different. To this day, my sister is much better in her mindset. We can't talk to her about it. She don't pretty much even go there anymore about it. But the drive and the I've never treated her like she was a victim. I always treated her like she was a survivor. Survivor. So I say you change your mindset, you change your life. It's either you're gonna show up and say I want to win, or I'm gonna continue to lose. Which one you gonna do? You
Oh
know?
yeah. Oh, I'm a win. I'm a win. Well, I'm a protector. I was a protector of my sister and my brother, and I realized when I left, and they got me out the home, it happened to them, and that was a lot of the reason why we have an issue with each other. We tried to go to Ilianza as well, but my mom passed before that happened. And speaking of schizophrenic, she was paranoid schizophrenic, and people will watch you just drown. I said, I didn't give up on my mom because she really messed up a lot of people and she had nobody else. And I had found the greatest guy that no matter what she did, he always found it funny. And she trying to kill him, but he's like, that's okay. She's okay. I'm like, no, it's not okay. But he would just be so calm. I'm like, he had the calm and the patience that I didn't have. I was the anxiety, all of that. She had paranoid schizophrenia, and she was bipolar, undiagnosed, but I know because Charity Hospital here didn't have the third floor anymore. But I'm like, something's mentally wrong with my mom. She's not capable of raising kids. Something happened. Something clicked. When my uncle did that, it clicked. But sometimes people will hate you because something happened to you, and because it's you're identifying something that happened to them, and they're not willing to they don't want to talk about
You can't even get mad for them for not being able to resonate because it resonates with you, but it don't resonate with them because the child in her, you don't know all the things that your mom also may have experienced, and that would more than likely have kept her from protecting you, but also the guilt that she had to endure.
She had a lot of guilt.
You know, her daughter one line.
We found her. She had been writing books. She had been writing on some paper, and I never knew this side of. This was where I had to have a moment when my mom passed. Everybody knew my mom as this and that, but when I found her 8 tablets, that's the only thing that we had to get from the house when she passed. she talked so I didn't know who this was. She talked about her life and everything that happened. That's why I say I found out what happened to her, right before her funeral, and it broke my heart. We're sitting down, we're reading it, and her mom, her mom was one of the ones when I finally met my real grandmother. I remember me meeting her as a little girl, and she beat me, and she told me that I told her what happened, and she said, "You're not supposed to talk about that because that happened to women every day." So that's the kind of stuff that my mom was getting tortured from when she was a child. Those things happen.
Yeah.
And
So that's taught behavior, that the pattern is not broken.
she was left in the hospital with no name. She was given away. My grandfather was a famous gospel singer with the gospel chords, and she was living with this woman in the housing development that had less money, and she was living poor while her siblings that she didn't find out was her siblings till 11 years old. So this was my mom's reality. So I had to walk in her shoes to heal. And that's how, I'm so glad because I took care of her, for 20 something years. And I just want to know, I don't regret anything. I'm glad her death taught me something too, because if I don't heal, I was going to go down that path. She took her life. And so that was hard. That was hard.
So she suffered in silence to the point to where she took her own life. So then, yes, you definitely have a message that you don't want to repeat that pattern.
Yeah,
see, you have the power already that you were healing, and that also is a blessing to your mom that she got to see that you were healing, that you was not like you weren't like her at all, rather.
Yes. So it's a new beginning for me.
Yeah.
Um,
I told my husband, I said, don't give up now. Come on now. Yeah.
Give up now, hell.
Do not give up now. We about to make our mark. We're making our mark. You know what?
Every time I see y'all always making marks. I thought nothing less of y'all. You guys are always inspiring. They're very very loving and in tune couple. We're always inspired by seeing their love for each other and their admiration for each other.
You were a blind date that never ended.
Don't start that. That's
blind date never ended.
Don't get on that. That's a whole nother story. Don't
blind
get on that.
date never ended.
Well, we are so proud I am proud to have finally, meet you guys and come on here. We appreciate it. I think our time is up, but I want to say thank you so much, Bonnie and Clyde, for coming on. And I'm still tell Clyde I'm still gonna be holding on to the fact.
Just because we have
I'm gonna need to hear about that brother call.
Just because we have the women's tell all, don't mean your ass can't tell it all either.
That's right.
You heard me. You heard me. And then
but we'll make sure you get all the info.
Make sure you get all the info. Listen, guys, please share this video. You've seen it. Share this video. Bonnie and Clyde. Like, subscribe, and share. We do a lot of character, a lot of funny things like that, but we also do things like this, which is what I think our calling is.
Yeah.
I try to mask in a lot of jokes and humor, and Kim kind of pushes me to come on out that. Stop playing so much. So like, subscribe, and share, guys. Whoever's watching and who rock with us, like, subscribe, and share. Get a notification. We're gonna do more.
We appreciate all the love for everybody that came on.
Appreciate all the love. We thank you guys. We thank you guys so much. We can't thank you enough. Like, subscribe, and share. Appreciate you guys. Thank you guys. And listen, like, subscribe, and share. Everybody's watching. I want you guys to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Facebook.
Call that family member.
Yes.
And tell them you sorry.
Yes.
And tell them you love them. And stop being petty.
Stop being petty.
Life is even shorter after COVID.
I can't wait. Listen, guys, we'll talk to y'all soon. Thank you guys so much for locking in with us. We appreciate you. We like you. We love you. Want more of you. And listen, it's been real and it's fun. Been fun. But it's always motherfucking real fun. You heard me. Talk to y'all soon.
Peace out, y'all.